A season of significance for Albany. Legendary coach Bob Ford enters his last season with the Great Danes. His team, only one win in their inaugural CAA season. Today, they face Delaware's rookie coach Dave Brock, who's backed by a home crowd and a quarterback poised to keep his team in the hunt. Will the Blue Hens coast today, or is Albany flying in to land an upset? On Comcast Sportsnet. Home crowd, home field advantage for the Blue Hens of Delaware here on Homecoming Saturday. And we welcome you to Delaware Stadium here in Newark, Delaware for a CAA battle today between the Great Danes of Albany and the Blue Hens of Delaware. Hi everyone, Scott Graham alongside Brad Jackson. Glad to be here with you. And you got an Albany team that is coming in here in their first year of CAA play, kind of trying to find their way and hoping they can figure out a way to come up with an upset today.
Well, and they're going to need a great performance from their offense, defense, and special teams here on homecoming weekend for the Blue Hens to get that done.
Hey, take a look at Omar Osborne. He is the guy who's going to make the running game go.
Well, you're talking about a tough, strong running back. You see him right there. He doesn't come down with one tackle. He's averaging almost 5 yards a carry, 110 yards a game, and he leads the team with 6 touchdowns.
Now, the other side, you take a look at what he's going to try to do. He's going to try to see if he can continue to run ball control offense, third in the CAA in yards per game. That's a big part of what they're going to try to do today. The other side is the defense.
Well, when you talk about 3 playmakers on every level the Great Danes have, Michael Smith, 6.5 tackles for loss, 7th best in the conference. Christian Dorsey, 10th in the conference in tackles. And, of course, there's a playmaker on the back end that they better keep an eye on, otherwise he will intercept the football.
You start taking a look on the other side. You've got a Delaware team that is coming off a real rough effort last week up at Maine. They got blown away, and they're trying to get their defense back on track today.
Well, they better get their defense back on track because we talked about Omar Osborne being able to run the football, and if they don't do it, it's going to be a long day. But when you have 2 playmakers like this in Salisbury and Callaway, third in the CAA tackles, Salisbury is a dominant force, leads the team in tackles for loss and sacks.
When Delaware does have the football, they have got the guy who has been the most efficient quarterback in the CAA this year.
You're talking about Trent Hurley, 1,300 yards passing, 14 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions, and he's got 3 playmakers. Michael Johnson, who leads the CAA in all-purpose yards, tight end Nick Boyle, and, of course, running back Jalen Randolph right there, who last week had 137 yards rushing and a touchdown.
14 passing touchdowns for Hurley. That leads the CAA coming in. And you take a look at what this team is able to do offensively. We haven't even mentioned the guy who can be the biggest playmaker of all for this Delaware team. And what they're going to try to do today is see what they can do about getting Andrew Pierce running with the football again. Just a few yards away from being the second leading rusher in Delaware history. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening kickoff for today's game between Albany and Delaware. Hey, look at the crowd here on a somewhat overcast day. This is an area that saw a tremendous amount of rain over the course of the last couple of days. So, fortunately, you're playing on an artificial surface. The field not too overly wet here at Delaware Stadium, but starting to feel a little bit more like autumn than it did a couple of weeks back. And taking a look at the opposing sideline, you are seeing the longest tenured head coach in all of college football. Got here in 1970 to Albany. And began as a club team with a 12-9-1 record. Bob Ford, since that time, has gone on to success at the Division III level, the Division II level, and then reaching the FCS level. 265 career wins against 185 losses.
Yeah, man, you're talking about 45 years of being a head coach, 41 seasons at Albany. It's just tremendous, and this obviously, he said, is his retirement year. And Scott and you and I had the good fortune of talking with him this week in our conference call, and just a pleasurable man. And you know, you think of all the years of coaching, and I look back on all the coaches that made a positive influence on my life. Just think of how many young men that he molded to be men throughout 45 years of coaching, of being a head coach. And 41 years at Albany. I mean, that's just unbelievable, the men that he's probably has shaped in their lives.
On the other side, first year as a Blue Hens head coach for Dave Brock after last year serving as an assistant at Rutgers, 4-2 here in his first year at the helm at Delaware.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming in 4-2, and they've changed a lot of the traditions here. They've added some, sing the alma mater, there's a lot of good things, but great offensive mind. He had stops before at Kansas State and some of the great players there, Boston College, North Carolina, Temple. So very, very knowledgeable coach, and we saw that a couple weeks ago in the game against James Madison, and they continue to improve each and every week as these young kids get to get to know more of Coach's system in his first year here at Delaware.
Well, taking a look at what's going to get it done for today on both sides, the Geico keys to the game.
Wow. Believe that if you're Albany, you haven't won a conference game ever in CAA conference, you have to believe that you can come on the road and get your first ever victory. Offensive, defense, special teams, Delaware play with great effort. You know, coming off the loss last week, you know, all three phases of the game, they have to come out, not look at Albany's record, and then the run game is going to be huge. Both teams have great running backs, Osborne and Pierce. Establish the run, and the defensive lines for both teams have to stop the run. And the team that controls the line of scrimmage is going to have a great advantage today, Scott, in this football game.
Michael Johnson, the sophomore, back deep to take the kick. Delaware will get the ball first, moving from our right to left. Also back Travis Hawkins. Blue Hens want to start quickly. Establish a lead. Something they did not do last week. It was basically an implosion that happened in that first half to them last week up in Maine, and they never were able to recover. The kickoff from Jonathan Martin. And Johnson will field from his own 8. Taking the long way home, and he's going to get stopped out at the 13-yard line, maybe the 14. That's the starting field position for the Blue Hens. We told you they are led by Trent Hurley, a junior out of Connellsville, Pennsylvania. Hurley has thrown for nearly 1,300 yards this year, and those 14 touchdowns that lead the CAA. He had a career-high 328 yards and 4 scores in the game earlier this year against Delaware State. They got a chance to watch him a couple of weeks back here against JMU at night, helped lead his team to a victory. Starts it out with a football at his own 13-yard line. And keeping it himself. Great read out across the 20, and he picked up 9 yards on first down. That's a quarterback's decision right there. That's the true nature of the read option right there.
Read the defensive end and make a play.
That's exactly what he did. Pierce will join him in the backfield. Nick Boyle leads all tight ends in the nation in terms of touchdown catches. Playmakers all the way through. For Johnson on the outside, and that's a play being made defensively. Jumping up and making a tackle, Michael Nicastro from the linebacking position. And the loss on the play is going to leave him with a 3rd down at about 3.
Yeah,
Albany's defensive unit generally plays a 4-3. We are going to see some 3-4 looks out of him today as they try to switch it up a bit. And there'll be a couple of blitz looks as well. A 3rd down and 3 yards to go. To the ground they go, and Pierce going to get shut down and stopped right at the 20-yard line. Well, great job by the Albany defense on the first series of the game.
Yeah, excellent job. You know, and that's not the way if you're Delaware. You want to start the football game. You know, you want to start fast. You talked about it a couple of minutes ago, Scott. You know, have a good start. They didn't do it. Give credit to Albany's defense. They came out and did the job for the first series. It's a long football game, but that's something that you can start to build on. Many victories will help change the outcome of this football game and start to get those kids to believe in Albany.
Eric Anderson punting it away, and Meek back standing at his own 45-yard line. Should be good field position for the Great Danes. Meek makes the play and dropped immediately. Hawkins with good special teams coverage, but great starting field position for Albany. They get the ball when we come back. The Great Danes from their own 49-yard line for their first. Scoreless here in the first quarter. Albany will have the football first. For the first time today at their own 49-yard line as we come back. A new member of the CAA this year. School founded back in 1844, and size-wise, in terms of total enrollment, not that far off the size of the University of Delaware. Will Fiacchi, quarterback for Albany, helping to lead the way for this Great Danes team. And going play action on first down to a wide-open receiver into Delaware territory. And Jameel Gay going to be taken down and out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. So a pickup of 8 yards on first down.
Nice simple play to get some positive yards on first down. That's one of the things that both offenses have to do. Get something going on first down and make it second and medium and make it third and convertible. So that was a great play call right there. Something quick, something easy to get some positive yards for Albany.
Fiacchi had 43 pass attempts last week in their loss, and back to the ground they go. No gain on second down for Omar Osborne. Told you about Osborne and what he's capable of doing. 658 yards rushing on the year. We start talking about what they do in terms of playmakers for this UAlbany team. So third down, call it a long 2. Fake toss. Fiacchi's got himself first down yardage. He took a hit in doing it, but he got inside the 40-yard line. That fake toss opened up that entire right side for him to run the ball.
Yeah, David Mackel came down from his linebacker spot, but excellent job again. You know, a little misdirection. You see it right here, fake the toss, a little boot, F under boot as we call it. Tight end come underneath, and then Fiacchi does a great job of getting the first down yardage needed.
Mario Rosen making the tackle for Delaware after shedding the block, but not before the first down at the 38-yard line. They're showing some blitz. Now going up top. Fiacchi's got his man. It's there and incomplete. Jameel Gay was wide open, and Fiacchi a little bit too far toward the sideline. One of the things you wonder as he puts some air under that ball is the wind is blowing directly across the field in that direction.
Yeah, it is breezy today, Scott, but he does an excellent job of getting vertical. He's just got to haul that catch. And I mean, that's a ball thrown on the outside shoulder. He had plenty of time, plenty of space to make that catch. Today, for them to be successful, playmakers have to make plays. And if it's your opportunity and you're called upon, make a play.
That's on the inside shoulder at 6. Back to the ground, and Osborne. You're taken down by Mackel. Not a whole lot there. Maybe a gain of about 2 yards. It'll be a third down and long coming up now for the Great Danes. Their offensive unit has Bryant Parker at the tight end. King and Chillis are both dynamic wide receivers. Experience at the tackles and the center. Seniors all across there, but freshmen, inexperienced players playing at the 2 guard positions. Third, call it 8. Fiacchi, plenty of time. Firing complete for a first down. Bryant Parker is coming off a career game last week with 8 receptions. Hauls this one in, and he moves the sticks for Albany.
Yeah, it's a big target, 6'4", 245 pounds. They did an excellent job of isolating him on the safety and being able to throw it in front of him.
Delaware defense, a 4-man front. Callaway, the linebacker, in the middle. And now Jake Meek taking over at the quarterback slot. An interesting call right there. A guy who's listed as a wide receiver, but he was a high school quarterback. And just as quickly back out again after showing the different look and getting a good gain of a little bit better than 5 yards on first down. I'm guessing smash.
Good little protection.
That throw to the outside. Kind of miscommunication as the receiver, Brian Parker, the tight end, kind of looked in and the throw went outside. It'll bring up third down.
I guess Parker didn't hear the smash call.
No. I don't know how he didn't. Everybody else did.
Well, most times the smash route is usually with the number 2 receiver that they're, it's called a slant in the middle of the field. So, maybe he didn't get the communication there. But Parker, who's averaging almost 12 yards a catch and had a career day last week, as you said, Scott, is somebody that they're going to need to make plays in the middle of this defense.
He's the man in motion right here on third down. They sprint out to get him a little bit of time, and he's going to run it himself. Fiacchi diving is going to be about a yard shy of the first down as he gets it down to the 14-yard line. This is an Albany team, you got to know, that goes for it a lot on fourth down.
Right, you can see Salisbury come underneath, and, Fiacchi does a great job of getting north and trying to get some positive yards to try to make fourth down a lot shorter than what it would have been.
They are 10 for 20 this year, 20 attempts on fourth down. In this case, it'll be a long one. Osborne with the hand and a little bit of room. He's got the first down. Inside the 12-yard line and down to the 11. And we got an injury. The right tackle, Adam Pasnick, is down and very slow to get up as he's holding on to the lower part of what looks like his left leg or his left ankle. One thing that they do not have a lot of, and talking to Coach Ford this week, there's not a tremendous amount of offensive line depth for this team.
Yeah, and they only have one senior, and that's Kadeem Williams, the 6'7", 300-pounder from Jersey City, New Jersey, is the lone senior on this offensive line. So when you talk about a young offensive line, a bunch of freshmen, redshirt freshmen, sophomores, Pasnick right there is, is one of the veteran guys at being a sophomore, because your starting left guard, right guard, and center are freshmen.
They continue to examine and try to take a look at what happened on the right side of your screen. Yep, there it is. It looked like that ankle might have rolled to the outside as that inadvertent contact happened along the ground.
Yeah, you hope it's nothing serious. You see a lot of the offensive linemen, especially the college, and great shot right there from our camera crew of being able to see that a lot of these linemen wear the protective knee braces to kind of prevent that major knee injury and kind of help bring some extra protection, for the offensive and defensive linemen, because when you got bodies falling all around you, you never know when someone can roll up on the back of your leg. So it's good to see him up right there. Hopefully it's nothing major. Right there, it looks like he may not be able to return this game, but get over there, catch your breath a little bit, maybe get a retape and go and see if you can re-enter this football game and help Albany try to come out victorious today.
No pressure at all being put down on that left foot right now as he goes off the field. And that's the rough part of what has been a very productive opening drive for the Great Danes. They got it just outside 10-yard line. They're at the 11 now with a first down. Matt Campion, a freshman out of Stillwater, New York, takes over at the tackle position. And with a man in motion, there's a toss and nothing. Great job by the Delaware defense to swarm to the football. They saw it coming on the pitch from Jake Meek to Omar Osborne, and it's going to be a loss of 3 yards.
Yeah, I think Delaware has a sense that when they bring Jake Mead in at quarterback, it's not going to be a pass. He's got gloves on. You may want to at least take one of the gloves off to kind of fool the defense that you may throw it. And Delaware is getting downhill quickly every time they see him in the backfield.
On second down. Finding the tight end once again, and back to maybe the original line of scrimmage before Mario Rosen takes down Brian Parker. It'll be third down at about 10.
And Rosen's a good tackle, number 23, the junior from Maryland transfer from Norfolk. Excellent job, second on the team in tackles for the Blue Hens. Comes right up and does an excellent job of putting his face, bringing his arms, dumpsters styled as we call it, and wrapping a big old target up and being Brian Parker.
4 wide receivers to choose from for Fiacchi on third down. With a little bit of time to throw. Now the pocket breaks down, and down he goes as Rosen, who's been very active, gets into the backfield and lodges the sack.
Excellent job there by David Mackel, number 25, just kind of hanging around. A kid from Edmondson High School down in Baltimore, my neck of the woods a little bit. You see, linebacker, he's just kind of spying. He has a running back. Pressure breaks down, and he's able, as good linebackers do, hey, when you see an opening, go ahead and take it real quick.
So for Tom O'Riordan, this is going to be a 33-yard field goal attempt. Remember, there is a breeze that's going from his left to his right. Plenty of leg on it, and that is going to be the early lead for Albany. O'Riordan hitting on his 6th field goal of the year, and Albany on the road out to a 3-0 advantage here in the first. They didn't get the touchdown, but that was a very encouraging first drive.
Absolutely. I mean, you take a look right here at the field goal. Anytime you can put points on the board, especially on the road, when you're a team like Albany, 1-5, trying to get your first ever conference win, and it's on the road, the other team's homecoming, you have to kind of come out, because you never want to be the other team's homecoming, as we all know what that means, that they expect to win. So, positive drive. They went for it on fourth down. the other thing about them being able to go for it on a fourth down is they're keeping Delaware's explosive offense on the sideline. So, and their defense is on the sideline, that being the Great Danes. And I've never seen a defense score at all when they're sitting on the sideline sipping Gatorade.
So for Delaware, well, as we said, just got snowed under last week against Maine. That game got away from them early, and they ended up losing it by a score of 62-28, but they were down in the blink of an eye in the first and second quarter of that game. They never really had a chance to get back into it.
Well, that's what turnovers, would do to you, Scott. They had a couple turnovers, a couple that got taken back to the house. The defense never got a chance to get on the field to try to defend it. And that makes it difficult. And once it snowballs, it can get out of hand in a hurry in football.
Johnson from his own 13, and once again, good kick coverage. Special teams coverage from Albany. The tackle made by Andre Martin. So Delaware will start it out from their own 25-yard line this time for their second offensive series. Call at the 24. Delaware with the play called in the huddle on the sideline before they come out, so don't even bother to huddle as they come out of the field, straight out to the line of scrimmage. Andrew Pierce, the setback, and he gets hit hard in the backfield. It's a good play to penetrate into the backfield by Alex Helmer, the outside linebacker, and a loss of about a yard.
Great job. Another senior on this Great Danes defense does an excellent job, and you kind of see they are blitzing toward the tilt, and that's why the linebacker is able to come. They had, they could see the tilt, and that being where there's an extra blocker at, and in that situation was the tight end, and they're bringing an extra defender down there to try to stop this run.
Pierce got away from a couple of tackles, still on his feet, and there he goes. Outside the 40 and all the way to the 45-yard line. Called it 22 yards on the pickup and a Delaware first down.
And again, they're just running downhill. Again, missed tackle, face mask right there. He shrugs off the linebacker. Pierce is a guy, who is third all time in Delaware as far as being able to run the football. So they need to get him untracked, as you said in the open earlier, Scott.
Clearly, that's exactly what they're trying to do here as he gets another carry. And once again, good job by the defense of holding its ground as he loses a yard. This defense, as we told you for Albany, generally is going to run 4 down linemen. They'll see some 3 today, which is what they're in right now. And Pierce breaking another tackle in the backfield, back to the original line of scrimmage, and maybe a yard extra. Third down now coming up.
He's having to work hard to get those yards, though. And, Pierce, as great as he's been throughout his career, as an athlete and a competitor that he is, seeing Jameel Randolph have 137 yards and a touchdown last week, I guarantee he wants to come out and have some success of his own this week.
Blue Hens, the third best team in the CAA, converting on third down, but right here, terrific defensive play made by JoJo McClary. And that is going to be a loss of yardage. It's going to force Delaware to punt it away.
Great job. That they tried to do a quick bubble screen, and Albany was in man coverage, and JoJo McClary, the sophomore from a great high school, St. Thomas Aquinas in Fort Lauderdale, the football factory down there, does an excellent job. Of course, thinks he sees zone, but it's man-to-man, so when the wide receiver comes underneath, the corner's going to chase him and, does an excellent job of staying with him and not being able to get picked by the lineman that was coming out to block him.
So Anderson to punt it away now, and Meek will be back deep to take it. If you're on the road, you're trying for an upset victory, this is a great way to start it. 2 defensive stops and a score on your first possession. And not bad field position for the Great Danes now as they'll take it over at their own 21-yard line. 5:10 left to go here in the first quarter. And right. Albany with a 3-point lead as we play here in the first quarter at Delaware. Now, there are many ways to follow CAA football this season. The league is on Twitter at CAA Football and using the official hashtag CAAFB. Visit CAAfootball.com and its official Every Day is Saturday blog for exclusive daily content and more ways to join the conversation on social media.
I think those guys probably are on Facebook and Twitter. I think they follow you too, Scott.
If they follow me on Twitter, they're doing a good job because I'm not on it. Out across the 25-yard line for a pickup of nearly 5 yards on first down for Osborne.
Well, who the heck am I following that has your name in?
I want to know what they're saying.
Oh, no, you don't.
I think I might have been one of the last people in America to get on the Facebook bandwagon, so Twitter's taken me a while.
See, I don't have Facebook.
Oh, there you go.
It makes no sense, I know.
Second down and 5, a man in motion. And working out of the shotgun. Little end around. Chillis trying to get to the edge and can't. That was a nice play made by Mackel. Because if he had turned that corner, he had a first down and probably a lot more than that.
And it was good design play. It's just it was a better job of being disciplined by David Mackel, the junior linebacker. 6'3", 245. You see him does an excellent job of going down the line once he reads it and makes a great tackle.
Well, Mackel keeping this at a third down situation. Third down and 4. Blitz coming. They set up the screen, and it's tipped at the line, and that meant that nothing good was going to come of it. Travis Hawkins was coming for the quarterback. Now, on a blitz like that, a screen is a good call, but it got stopped before the ball ever got to the receiver.
Well, it was a great call by defensive coordinator and linebackers coach Tim Weaver. Brings a corner blitz. Travis Hawkins, All-CA a couple years ago, does an excellent job of tipping, because if that screen is converted, there's a lot of green grass with an army of blockers in front of Osborne there.
Well, Delaware will get the football back now. And Rob Jones, a chance for a return. Taken down out at about the 38-yard line. So 3:42 to go here in the first, and the Delaware offense, which has yet to really get a whole lot done, will get their third opportunity.
Yeah, Jonathan Martin was having a conversation with referee Bill Broadhurst. Kind of got hit on the rush from Delaware and thought he was going to be able to get a penalty to kind of help his team get the ball back. Referee said, "No chance, buddy."
Imagine it. There's going to be a little bit of frustration on that Delaware sideline right now for an offensive unit that comes into this game scoring the second highest point total in the CAA and the 5th highest yardage total, and so far they really haven't been able to move the ball.
Well, we talked about it. One of my keys is they got to get started. There has to be a sense of urgency. I know it's homecoming weekend. You have a lot of family, a lot of friends in, but you have to play with great effort.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 69 of the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Bill Broadhurst with the call. Ben Curtis, the right tackle, kind of rocked back long before the snap of the football. And it turns this into a first down and 15.
Well, someone has to have a spark if you're a Delaware Blue Hens fan to get this offense out of this funk that they're in and get some life onto that sideline. Albany's playing with a little more urgency right now.
They're also showing a whole bunch of different defensive looks as they try to get it to the outside. That is Lang, who's back after being injured. He gets it back to the original line of scrimmage for a pickup of 5.
Yeah, Lang had a great week last week, career day, 137 yards rushing and a touchdown and a loss to Maine. But you see it right here. It's just, he's just falling behind his blockers, has the speed to get to the corner, and a great tackle there by T.J. Dawu.
On second down. And that throw to the outside, great job of getting both feet down, NFL style for Michael Johnson. It'll be about a yard shy of the first down.
Big play receiver, 6'2", 210 pounds, going against 5'11", Clay Harris. You hope that he'd be able to win that matchup.
I thought he got both feet in. Apparently he got no feet in. I have no idea why that's an incomplete pass.
I don't either.
He got the left foot down inbounds before the right foot ever hit. Third down and 10 now. And firing. And it's caught. Oh, what a great juggling catch. Johnson's got it down to the 42 of the Great Danes and a first down for Delaware.
Yeah, he's averaging 20 yards catch for a reason. Excellent job of not only getting open, but stays with it, and then it ultimately catches it. Hurley looks him off, opens it up for the linebacker. That window between the linebacker, and he's able to make the play.
And as they go hurry up, a flag down on the play as Rob Jones was trying to spin away from the defenders. I think that's going to go against the Blue Hens. This is taking a fair amount of discussion.
Illegal block. Number 17 of the offense. 15-yard penalty. Replay the down.
I don't think Coach Brock agrees.
But you see Johnson, what he does right here. Hurley did an excellent job of looking to his left, allowing that passing window to open up. The linebacker drifted that way. The safety drifted that way. He makes the catch, and then you have an illegal chop block right there. Another one of the player safety rules that are coming in the NCAA as far as looking out for the players. Illegal chop block. Got to protect those knees and heads of these young athletes.
So it becomes a 1st and 24 for the Blue Hens, and Johnson can't haul that one in.
And we talked about it, Scott. You know, play with great effort. Coach talked about it. Coach Brock talked about it this week. You know, that somebody has to find some way to get a spark going for Delaware right now. They just seem very sluggish offensively and defensively, and they just don't have that sense of urgency, and they have to pick it up. A couple offensive penalties, you know, stalling drives, pushing you back, making it difficult.
Couple of different blitz looks right here, and a flag on the play that's going to be a hold on Delaware. They're going to go further back from where they were. They're frustrated right now.
Chop block.
Oh, my.
Number 56 and number 59. 15-yard penalty. Replay the down.
I thought from where they threw that flag right in the middle of the line, you were going to see a hold, but a second chop block call in 3 plays.
Well, it's one of the changes, and as a defensive player, you know, you never wanted people around you. Of course, they called it on both guys, meaning that one guy was already engaged with the defensive player, and then the other guy comes in and hits him low. You cannot do that in college or in the NFL or high school, for that matter, where two guys, the guy's being engaged, and then one guy hits him low, one guy hits him high.
2nd and 40. And trying to get a little bit of it back. That's about what they got, a little bit of it. As Jalen Randolph fights for extra yardage out to the 37. So you got 10 yards. How many plays you got in the book for 3rd and 30?
I have a couple, but they're, you know, they're basically throw it up and have a prayer. You know, it's one of those plays right there, Scott. You got to try to get something positive out. They got 9 out of his 3rd and 31 right now. You know, Albany just has to be alert not to get a stupid penalty or let something go over their heads.
Just a 3-man rush for the Great Danes, and the pass incomplete. So Delaware, continuing to struggle offensively here in the first quarter, will punt it away once again.
It's already difficult, no matter how bad a team is or what their record shows, to play the game of football each and every week. But when you keep hurting yourself by having inopportune penalties, I don't think there's ever a good opportune penalty, as you taught me a couple weeks ago. But, you know, having penalties, you know, really are setting you back. And it's one of those things that you can never get in a good rhythm offensively. And Delaware needs that rhythm, being the 2nd scoring offense in the CAA.
That is one heck of a punt. And great coverage to boot. A booming punt by Anderson, and great coverage down the field by the Blue Hens. Again, Travis Hawkins, part of the coverage team. And the Great Danes are backed up all the way to their own 11-yard line.
Good coverage right here. You see the guys are disciplined. No one's following the same color jerseys you're taught to do. Guys break down. There's a guy on the outside, a guy on the inside, and a guy on the point. Great job of Delaware covering that kick, and an even better job by Anderson of booting that thing.
48 yards and -4 on the return because of the coverage, so a net of 52. That's exactly what the Blue Hens needed. So Osborne on 1st down, good yardage as he gets it out across the 15-yard line before Josh Plummer brings him down.
This is a good opportunity for Delaware. Offense is kind of struggling. They're kind of in a lull. There doesn't really seem that excitement. You know, a lot of things going on. This is, you know, midway point of the season. You know, this defense, if they can do a great job of not allowing them to get a 1st down or even getting a turnover, can kind of energize and maybe create a spark for the Delaware team.
Play action. And a low throw, but that's when your tight end helps you out a little bit by hauling it in. And a gain of a couple of yards to Kevin Malloy.
Again, you see a lot of misdirection in the first 3 drives that Albany has had this today. You know, they're doing an excellent job of first down, going to the point, going to the tilt, you know, running the football. Second down, you're seeing more play action. Salisbury with a good quarterback hit right there, doing his job, staying home, getting vertical, and keeping contained.
3rd down and 3. They're coming for him. He stands in, throws incomplete. Cole King is calling for a flag. So is the sideline. They're not going to get it. And honestly, Will Fiacchi showed a lot of guts because he knew he was going to get popped and waited as long as he could to get rid of the ball.
And a great job of the defense right there. We talked about trying to get a quick K, a quick 3 and out. You know, now they're going to have an opportunity to get this football back at about midfield, but a lot better field position than what the offense has started in so far this game.
Jonathan Martin punting it away. High snap. He corrals it, gives himself a little bit of room, and gets it away. And the fair catch called for and made by Rob Jones back at his own 35. Final play of the first quarter. It's been about defense on both sides and about some early mistakes on both sides. And right now, Delaware trying to bounce back off a rough loss last week, trailing by 3 at home to UAlbany. Second quarter action on 3-0 lead for Coach Ford's UAlbany team on the road here as they try for their 2nd win of the year and their first in CAA play. Take a look back at the first quarter. Did a lot of good things defensively.
Oh, Albany, definitely. The Great Danes, those dogs are hunting. You know, they're getting downhill. You see great plays in the backfield. They're doing an excellent job of having 3, 4, and 5 white shirts around Delaware's, offensive players right now. They're doing a great job of holding the line. They got 3 points offensively, and they're holding on to it.
So Delaware, what have they done so far? Not a whole lot in terms of their offensive drives. Their first 3 possessions have resulted in a grand total of 25 yards and 3 punts.
Yeah, I think they have more yards and penalties than they actually have a total offense. They have to figure that out. Somebody has to be a spark. I know I said it a couple times, but you know, you build your own success, you make your own luck, and somebody has to do it and step up for this Delaware team and make a big play to get this offense back on track.
Now in play action, they got a wide open man down the middle of the field. The throw is there, it's caught. First down yardage. Nick Boyle came wide open and actually was almost waiting for the ball to get there from Hurley. That's how open he was.
Yeah, Hurley saw him late on a deep crossing route on the bootleg, and he was lucky Clay Harris didn't pick it, but Hurley does an excellent job, keeps it, ball kind of floats up there, and great job by Nick Boyle coming back to the football to make that play.
Little swing pass for Pierce. And he'll carry a couple of tacklers down to the 25. After the 33-yard pickup, 7 more on first down.
That may have been the spark to catch by Nick Boyle to kind of get this second-best scoring offense in the CAA of Delaware is getting going.
Going with a hurry-up, but down under center right now is Hurley, and it looks like he's checking off at the line. Blitz coming. Pierce comes open down the sideline. And he's inside the 10. It'll be first down and goal, Delaware.
And Hurley saw something. He changed the play. You saw the offensive line get up and widen out their splits to give Pierce more of a running angle, and he does the work once he gets to the line of scrimmage and picking his hole and getting downhill.
First down and goal. Pierce again, left side. It's there. Touchdown. You were talking about an offensive spark. It certainly was the spark, that big 33-yard play. And here they come.
And they got in the end zone. Pierce does an excellent job. It's the same exact play they just had that success on right before that. Run to the left, behind the big offensive line. You know, beautiful stretch play, and Pierce knows what to do once he gets close to the end zone for his 4th touchdown of the season.
Sean Boehner hitting on his 26th extra point of the year. And in the blink of an eye, that deficit is erased. Just a minute and 10 seconds into this second quarter. The Delaware offense is back. Delaware on top here early in the second quarter. And when you're looking for your offense to get going, you want one very big play, and that's exactly what set up this 4-play drive.
Well, that's what offense is about, and it starts right here with Nick Boyle does an excellent job of coming back to the football. Clay Harris had a chance to get it, but then that got the spark going. 33-yard catch, Nick Boyle's longest of the year. Then they come down. Trent Hurley sees something, changes the play from the right to the left, goes downhill. They have a good positive yards, come right back to the same play for Pierce, AP, Andrew Pierce's 4th touchdown of the season.
4 plays, 65 yards, and it was quick. So Boehner to kick off for the first time today, and back deep is Clay Harris on the return for the Great Danes. They've got to figure out a way now to try to get a little bit of that momentum back.
Yeah, and it starts by having good field position. That was the key that will go overlooked. It's one of those unwritten stats, Scott. You know, the defense did an excellent job of keeping them back. The punt gave them great field position, and then of course the big play by Boyle, you know, was the match that sparked that offensive drive for a touchdown.
With a little bit of wind helping him, Boehner knocks it right back through the back of the end zone. Who joined us late, this Albany team did a very good job of moving the ball on their first drive. They got turned away from the end zone, but got themselves a field goal. It's an offensive unit that is only putting up 19 points per game, tied for 9th in the CAA coming in.
Yeah, they're 7th in passing offense, almost 225 yards, you know, a game. And, you know, if there's one weakness that they can try to exploit with the Blue Hens defense, you know, talking to coach this week, was the pass defense. You know, the secondary is a little inexperienced for Delaware minus Travis Hawkins, so they can get those guys, if they can have something that they can try to build on, it'd be going after the secondary.
That's an open receiver crossing across the middle, and a nicely designed play to Kevin Chillis, the leading receiver for this Great Danes team, as he gets it out to the 42-yard line for a first down.
A little bit of the, you know, the own medicine that they have. You see right here, it's just a bootleg. Here comes the tight end under, and, you know, that's basically Nick Boyle for, you know, for Delaware. But it's Kevin Chillis for Albany and catching that little intermediate crossing route.
4 down lineman, blitz coming. And through the middle, Osborne with the carry is going to get himself a couple out to the 42. Right at the 44, I should say.
Big stop there by number 94, Zach Kerr, one of the captains of this football team, a Maryland transfer from Gaithersburg. You know, he does a good job of beating a double team and making the play right there. That's a grown man right there, 6'2", 310 pounds. Beats a double team, makes a tackle. You love to see that out of your 1 and 3 techniques.
There's a throw down the middle, nearly picked off and almost complete. It bounced through a couple of hands before it falls down to the turf. He was throwing that ball all the way to Brian Parker, his tight end up the seam, but it was not an open throw.
No, Patrick Callaway, you know, the middle linebacker, you see him right here. He's just reading his eyes, and oh, it's right to him. He kind of gets a cleat caught right there where he's not able to get a clean jump. You know, he's looking for, he has 2 interceptions at his middle linebacker spot, so he's looking to try to get his 3rd of the season. Just couldn't squeeze it. That's why he plays linebacker and not tight end. I know, because I went from offense to defense myself.
3rd and a long 7. And that throw is incomplete. Brian Parker tried to pick it up off the turf and then run for the first down, but the ball bounced on the turf before he brought it in, and Albany's going to have to punt it.
And that's the pressure you're seeing. You know, the quarterback hit forced a low throw that Parker's not able to snatch off the carpet there. Salisbury, again, we talked about him, we highlighted 6.5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. Puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback from his defensive end position.
Well, we'll see if Rob Jones can give his team any field position now. And it's a fake. And it's going to be a first down and more. Inside the 35, inside the 30, and all the way down to the 20-yard line. Jake Meek, the up man, takes the snap, and on the fake, Albany is knocking on the door of the red zone. 34 yards on the pickup.
Wow. Didn't fool our cameraman. Great job, guys. You know, I was still fooled. I was like, where's the ball? And again, great tackle there for someone hustling from Delaware. That being West Hills, one of the backup running backs of hustling downfield to at least keep that from going into the end zone. But great play call. You have to be alert of that. When you're 1-5, haven't won a game in the conference, you have to do anything you can, especially on the road, to try to get a spark back. And that's exactly what Albany just did.
Substitution infraction. Breaking the formation huddle with 12 players. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
And the Great Danes so excited about the fact that they got what they got that they had 12 men on the field breaking the huddle.
And you talked about it, Scott, you know, who was going to be the spark or what was going to be the spark for Albany. And right there, though they were stopped by the defense, the fake punt has now put them in a position to try to put points on the board to get their offense back, you know, in rhythm.
1st and 15 is set up inside screen. Good blocking for it. Inside the 10 to the 5. And it's going to be a first down and goal to go as Cole King dances his way out of bounds at the 3.
Again, a lot of misdirection, easy plays. See Zach Kerr with the pressure, but all it is a wide receiver screen. Try to get him in the space and let your receivers and athletes. And, you know, Cole King, the second leading receiver for the Great Dane offense, does a great job of catching it, reading his blocks, and getting downfield.
23-yarder puts him now at first down and goal from the 3. The officials blowing the whistle for an official timeout. And a flag.
Substitution infraction on defense. 12 men in the formation. Half the distance to the goal. It remains first down.
What's good for the blue hen is good for the gander.
Albany has one. Delaware has one. Anything you can do, I can do better. Is that how it goes?
That's how it goes. I don't think you were trying to do better on that one.
Well, it's tough sometimes, but, you know, when you're a little DB and, you know they're bringing in an extra big guy because there's goal line, you're not on goal line. That's what walkthroughs are for on Fridays and Saturday morning, you know, at the hotel before you get to the game. So
1st and goal just outside the 1. Osborne picking his spot close to the goal line and just shy. He's going to be marked down at the half-yard line.
Osborne's a good, strong runner. We saw it highlighted early in the open. You know, he doesn't go down on the first hit. He does an excellent job. As you're going to see here, you know, the first contact, he drives through, pads low, knees pumping.
2nd and goal, right back to him, and this time he's in for the touchdown. 7th rushing touchdown of the year for Omar Osborne, and the lead goes back to UAlbany. A little bit of intrigue.
Well, you know, again, we talked about it. You have to play with great effort, and, you know, Albany, you have to believe. And both sides right now are starting to pick it up. Albany's kind of believing that they can make plays, a little trickeration, you know, with the fake punt has got them back the lead in this football game. And Delaware, you know, second in the conference in scoring, needed a spark. Nick Boyle gave that to them. They took the lead in the 2nd quarter. And now we got a football game, Scott.
That we do as Osborne gets in and UAlbany takes the lead back here early in the 2nd quarter. 3-point lead for the Great Danes on the road as they look for their first CAA win. And you look back at the drive, no doubt it was made by the fact that they used a little bit of trickery on the fake punt. That got them deep down into Delaware territory, but honestly, the best play of the entire drive might have been the blocking that they got on this pass play.
No question about it. Cole King does an excellent job. You see the lineman, he had a seal here, and a seal here. We've all seen that before, and an alley to run the ball in, and then Omar Osborne. He gets close to the goal line. He's going to be able to get it in. We talked about it. He runs so strong. He's so physical at the point of attack. One person is not going to bring him down on the first hit. He does a great job after he does get hit of keeping his legs going and lowering his shoulder pads and keeping that head down and driving forward.
75 yards on the drive. Thanks in great part to that fake punt. Sometimes you got to take chances like that when you're an underdog on the road.
Absolutely.
And a little pooch kick. And a fair catch called for. That's discretion is the better part of valor right there for Chris Corvino, the linebacker. You don't want to be taking any hits at that point.
Well, and also, you know, you talked about it earlier, Scott. The wind is kind of blowing into the face of Albany right now, so maybe you get a chance, the ball gets caught up in there and wind, and the ball drops, and maybe your coverage unit has a chance of recovering it, or they fumble it. And he did a great job of doing the wise thing of fair catching it, because that means no one can hit him.
Now, last time Trent Hurley had his team out on the field, they had the offense working after a fairly non-productive first quarter. Albany continues to show a whole bunch of different defensive faces, and now the throw to Jones going to be complete out across the 30 to the 33. 7 yards on first down, and Hurley recognized where the blitz was coming from and went right to the vacated area.
Does an excellent job and a better job of the wide receiver of running his hot route. He sees it, run the hot route, turn, you know, breaks his route off shorter, and then does a great job of catching it.
Second down and 3. And that play is going to be about a yard shy of the first down for Julian Lang. He gets taken down, didn't really have a hole to run to. Tried to cut back, but got turned off. Tim Kolagrivov made the tackle for Albany.
And that was the play that we saw the very first play of the game for Delaware, where, you know, Hurley kept it and got 9 yards. That time he handed it off to Randolph, who's averaging almost 5.5, 6 yards a carry, and gets him a short 3rd and 1.
Hurley with a quarterback sneak, and really depends on the spot of the football. He's close to first down yardage. I think he got it. Yep. They say move the sticks.
As an offensive coordinator and Sean Devine for Delaware, his whole playbook goes open on 3rd and 1 to 2 to 3. So, and when you have an athlete like Hurley, you know, why not take the chance and giving it to him for him to try to convert?
5th first down for the Blue Hens, and now Lang, big hole to run to. And he'll have another first down all the way out across the 48. Pretty clear that they want to run the ball against a team that's giving up 189 yards per game on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's the same read option. You know, the defensive end staying out wide, that means it gives it all.
Hurley up top. Johnson is there, and it is incomplete. Johnson says he caught it in the end zone. There's a flag on the play. As the official was throwing the flag, Johnson nearly made a juggling catch. Big time conference going on this one.
Well, it looks like you're going to have pass interference against Albany. That may be the flag, but did Johnson catch it?
He tried to sell the fact that he caught it. He did stop arguing, though.
And then you start seeing half of the Blue Hens offense start to jog back down the field. So is it offensive pass interference?
Pass interference on the defense, number 48. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Rayshon Clark gets hit for the pass interference call. That was not where the play was. Nope, that bounced. The pass interference was away from the thrust of the play that we were all looking at.
Yeah, Rayshon Clark, number 48, the redshirt freshman from Teresa, New York, gets called, and there's not a receiver anywhere around him.
Who, me?
Yeah, that's what happens when you come to the sideline and coach is screaming because all coach heard was number 48. And you're like, Coach, it wasn't me. Of course, they don't want to hear about it during the course of the game.
No, but they'll catch that on the film.
Yeah, they'll say my bad. Been there, done that, buddy.
There's the hand to Jones. And spinning his way down to about the 34-yard line for a pickup of 3.
Handed off to wide receiver Jones. They're basically running the same stretch play, read option, just doing it with a wide receiver that they've been doing with Randolph and Pierce earlier. Just another way of getting the same play ran, maybe a little faster, quicker guy.
Coming on the blitz, and Hurley gets blown up as he throws the ball incomplete. They've been trying to switch up what they're throwing at them blitz-wise, and that was the linebacker Christian Dorsey, who came in and buried him as he released the ball.
Did he? I mean, great job of him timing the blitz up see the middle open up, and Hurley's lucky he got that ball off. A little punch to the chest. Linebackers. That's what we do. I love them. I love them all.
I know you do. On third down, Hurley in rhythm to Johnson for a first down. Out of the 24-yard line, that'll move the sticks for Delaware.
Got to go to your big play receiver when you need a playmate on third down, and that's exactly what Hurley does. Smart move. He's got a couple of them. Sets his feet, makes a nice strong throw. Johnson, with his big frame in front of the 5'11" Clay Harris, is able to convert.
Jalen Randolph in the backfield now, and he'll get the hand. Good yardage, hard yards, even after the initial contact, down to the 18, a pickup of 6. Jalen Randolph, Dad Pat was a running back in West Virginia, now the running back coach at Ursinus. And on play action, doesn't get a whole lot more open than that. Big time leap. That'll make the highlight film. Nick Boyle with the scissor kick over the top of a tackle for a first down.
When you're 6'4", 265 pounds like Boyle is, you know those little DBs are not going to come up to hit you up high. You know, it's the same bootleg. Both teams keep trading the same bootleg, tight end underneath. He does an excellent job of seeing the defender duck his head, close his eyes, and just hurdles him.
First and goal from the 10. And Randolph. That's a good open field tackle by Christian Dorsey, prevented a touchdown.
Great tackle by Dorsey. He's 10th in the conference in tackles. We saw him on the quarterback hit a couple plays ago. Does an excellent job of getting downhill, but being able, as we call it, linebacker, fall back, get to your gap, but be able to fall back to another gap to make a play. And you'll see it right here. The plays goes right. He reads the running back and comes over, defeats a block, makes a touchdown-saving tackle right there.
Second down and goal from the 6. Up to the corner and knocked away. Nicely played defensively by Dorian Polk, who read the route immediately. And the transfer from Erie Community College just swats it out of bounds.
Great defense right there. Again, they're trying to take advantage of the size there. 6'6", 6'4", Poku, having to have a little jump ball, a little basketball on the 5'10". Dorian Polk. Polk does an excellent job of batting it away. Cornerback coach Matt Scott, I guarantee you in meetings, will tell him, go with 2 hands and intercept that young fella. Make a big play. It's a good play. Make a great play.
As it is, it's third down and goal now. Time to throw, and Hurley running out of room, has to throw it away. Well, good job in coverage for Albany. And Delaware is going to, it would appear, settle for the field goal attempt in the tie.
Yeah, defensive coordinator for the Great Danes, Drew Christ, did an excellent job. They showed pressure, showed blitz, and then they dropped out, and they only had 4. The 4 was able to get enough pressure. They had 7 condensed. When you're in the red zone, to play great defense, you know, there's just not as much real estate for you to run your offense. And by them having 7 in coverage, Hurley had no place to throw the ball.
23 yards on the field goal attempt. It is good. And that ties us up just past the midway point of the second quarter. Well, for Delaware, good offensive drive, but for Albany, a good stand inside the 10-yard line.
Well, and Delaware struggled with the red zone offense. They're only 9th in the CAA. It's converting only 74%, but Albany did a great job of, once they got in the red zone, of bowing their neck and stiffening the defense. And a lot of times it's easier to play defense because you just don't have, you know, all the grass. Offenses, you know, their playbook has to be condensed, and you have to make decisions that much quicker. And give Albany great credit for doing a fabulous job in the red zone that time of making plays. And, you know, you look back at that tackle Christian Dorsey made, on Randolph. That was the difference in that being a 3-point drive versus a 7-point drive.
68 yards on the drive, held the ball for a little less than 4 minutes.
In time possession, pretty even. Delaware 11 minutes and 41 seconds, and Albany 11 minutes and 2 seconds. So, it's not going to, both defenses and both offenses are doing a great job of kind of doing what they need to do. It's just a matter of somebody making a big play, and that's why we're at a 10-10 game with Albany Great Danes and Delaware Blue Hens. The sun's starting to come out a little bit too. It's starting to heat up a little bit up here and down there.
Yeah, you're a little chilly this morning.
Yeah, I was cold, buddy. I had my jacket, your jacket. Well, I'm bigger than you. Your jacket only fit on one of my half of my body. I'm not saying that in a good way. I think I'm just fatter.
Okay.
I was jealous.
I really wasn't sure which way that was going, to be honest with you.
Well, I was just jealous. You know, you were having a nice breakfast here. And I'm on this diet. I haven't really started the diet yet, but
it's not about a diet. It's about changing a lifestyle for a life, right?
I guess.
Yeah. All that said, Albany comes out now for this offensive drive, beginning from their own 25-yard line. Fiacchi 6 out of 12 for 65 yards here in the first half. Quick drop and a timing throw, and heck of a catch with one hand made by Cole King for a gain of 5.
Wow. Great one-handed catch. Quick 3-step drop. Fiacchi throws it out there. That's a great throw by him with 3 defenders being out there. If he throws that ball to the inside number, that ball is intercepted and taken to the house for Delaware.
Now a little bit of a rolling pocket. Trying to look downfield and nowhere to look. Taken down on the play, the sack from Zach Kerr. All the way back to the 23-yard line.
The senior captain, we talked about him. First sack of the day for him. Does an excellent job of punching from the left side. Big Zach Kerr, 310 pounds, comes from the left side of the offensive line and it comes all the way out by the numbers to make that sack. As an offensive coordinator, it kills you that quarterback just won't throw it away.
The man in motion, they set up the inside screen to Chillis. And the defense rallies around for a pickup of only 2 yards, well shy of the first down. Great Danes are going to have to punt.
And it all goes back to that second down play. You know, Fiacchi's got to just throw that ball away. You know, you can't miss Big Zach Kerr. He's 310 pounds, for goodness sake, as we got a player down here.
It is Chillis who made that catch.
Well, Chillis is only 5'9", 175 pounds, and he had a lot of beef landing on him on that wide receiver screen. Looks to be okay. May have got the wind knocked out of him a little bit. Been there once or twice in my lifetime, my younger days.
If that is the case, we'll take a look here on the play as Chillis comes back inside, and here's your shot. Coming down and falling.
Yeah.
Top of the ball. One thing I will tell you is this. The first time you ever get the wind knocked out of you, people make it sound like it's something that's nothing. I mean, you feel like everything has basically just fallen apart at that point.
Yeah.
You bounce back from it, but
it's like that feeling of being underwater and you don't have oxygen. It's like you go snorkeling. I don't snorkel because for some reason the water continues to get into the snorkel mask, and then I just get that sense of panic. And it's the same feeling.
You realize you're doing it wrong, right?
I realize God didn't give me gills, and you know, there's no reason to be underwater. You can stay on top of the water.
So I'm guessing you've never scuba dived.
Absolutely not.
I did once.
Never going to get anywhere where I need an oxygen tank. Space below 10 feet of water, not happening, buddy.
All right.
But when we go in the off season, I'll stay on the boat and watch for you.
There you go. Chillis walking off under his own power, appears to be okay. And an opportunity now for Delaware to probably get some pretty good field position here.
And that's what led to their success earlier. You know, the defense did a great job of keeping Albany backed up. They got good field position. That led to Nick Boyle's catch. That led to the first touchdown. So this is another opportunity if they can get something started. But a heck of a punt by Albany right here.
Jonathan Martin, a tremendous punt. And Jones, a good return. Well, he went all beast mode out across the 40-yard line of the 41. Flag on the play. It's all the way back at the line of scrimmage.
I don't know, Rob Jones was giving piggyback
Running
runs
into
today.
the kicker, number 87 on the defense. The penalties decline. First down.
Running into the kicker would only have given them 5 yards and another punt. And I don't know that they would have assumed that Jonathan Martin could hit this good a punt again.
Yeah, no, he does a great job running into the kicker. All right. Well, you know, we saw the kicker arguing for the call earlier. He didn't get it. They gave him that one. And then Rob Jones, holy cow, he just was carrying people. know it's homecoming day, and I see a lot of kids running around. Maybe he's going to give rides later on after the game. Carried a defender about 15 yards, it seems like.
It was after a 50-yard punt. But as we said, good field position for the Blue Hens now with 5.5 left here in the first half of play as they start from their own 42. Wow. Great job defensively of shooting in through a gap and just flat making a play. Tackle for Albany. Albany made by Marcel Negachi.
Great linebacker blitz. Albany's trying to create a spark of their own by having their defense make plays and bringing pressure.
They're bringing pressure again, but this time Hurley beats the pressure for a first down. Right to his security blanket, the tight end Nick Boyle, and into Albany territory at the 45.
Yeah, Terrence Russell, number 53 right there. He loses contained, can't happen. And this is about the 6 or 7 bootleg that we've seen out of both offenses today.
Right back at it, more pressure coming, and that throw incomplete. Hurley did well just to get rid of that ball as he had defenders all over the place on it.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. That's exactly what happened. Terrence Russell, the outside lineman for Albany, they got him the play before that, came back out to see if he learned his lessons, and he did that time, stayed vertical, kept contained, and forced Hurley to have to throw that football away.
Second down and 10. From the Albany 45. Tie game at 10 here in the second. Play action. One man downfield in the route. It's the tight end, and it's incomplete. He had a linebacker on him. Boyle beat him in the throw just a little bit too strong down the right side.
Terrence Russell is getting picked on this drive. I believe they may have saw something. And I know that's the Delaware sideline, but you see him there on the outside. They do a great job of faking the run. He had him beat. Hurley just wish he had that one back. That could have been a huge gain for this Delaware offense.
Instead, it's a third down and 10. Stepping away from the pressure, looking to run. Hurley, great move for a first down. And sliding down inside the 30 to the 29.
And they're going hurry up. You know, they finally got to do something. You see the replay here. Everything breaks down. They rush 4. Offensive lineman, you know, knock the defensive lineman on the ground. Can't play the football. You know, when you're laying on the ground, as coach always told me years ago.
Back to Pierce. And he burrows his way down to the 22-yard line for 7 on first down.
Third and 10, quarterback runs for a first down. Defensive coordinator Drew Christ is not going to be happy with that Great Danes defense when they get to the sideline.
Running game is what's working for Delaware. They go back to Pierce once again, and this time it's down to about the 21, a couple yards shy of the first down, with third down coming up.
Albany's had a great success at bringing blitzers, whether they've been inside linebackers or outside linebackers. You know, this third down, Delaware is kind of, you know, neutralizing that by spreading out the receivers, going 2 and 3 wide receivers, and, you know, kind of giving Hurley an option to take a peek at what could potentially be coming.
Looking for first down yardage, and he got it. Randolph taking it down inside the 18-yard line, down to the 17. That'll move the sticks. And now you've got a player down. That is Ladson, the left tackle for Delaware, who is slow to get up.
And they keep running to the left. It's about the 4th or 5th run. They're having a lot of success of running to the left. You talk about behind the senior Earl Ladson, J.D. Zerko, you know, the junior, 290, 300 pound. You know, Big Earl is 6'6", 335, 42 career games. You know, 18th consecutive start right there. And it looked like he got to the knee. Now he's got to lay it back down, and, you know, one of those situations, they keep running behind it. We saw it earlier on the Albany side where you got a lot of bodies flying around, and you can sometimes get people, you know, rolling up on the back of those knees or ankles. But as you see right there, good job. They have protection for the knee. Hopefully it doesn't look like be too serious that those big braces did their job in protecting them.
Obviously concern right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of concern because, you know, your senior left tackle protecting the blind side of the quarterback, and
watch it right here. Rolls up on him. There it is. Kind of got caught.
Yeah. Left ankle. Same thing that happened to Albany's offensive tackle.
Joe Fasano, the nose guard. Nothing he could have done about it, clearly. And Ladson being taken off. Didn't start playing football till his junior year of high school. And he has been a rock over on that left side of this offensive line that returned all of their starters from last year. And one of the things that they've done is they've kept him clean. Trent Hurley, by and large, has been able to avoid sacks. Last year, a major problem for this Delaware team. They gave up 30 sacks last season. They came into today allowing just 7.
Well, now they got a freshman, Connor Bozak, from DeMath High School, one of the football factories down in Maryland. 6'5", 305 pounds. Played in every game this year. Now they got to get him in there to play left tackle to protect Hurley's blind side.
Jarrell Harrison using that speed to get it down inside the 15-yard line and near the 13.
You talk about speed with Harrison. He's averaging 15.5 yards. Again, it's the same stretch play that we've seen they've been using with running backs. We saw it with Rob Jones going to the left earlier. Now they bring Jarrell Harrison, who's a little bit faster, 6 feet, 190 pounds, you know, averaging 15.5 yards every time he touches it. So that's a play that they've had success so far this season. Albany did a great job of bottling that up.
On 2nd down and 6, play action. And back down to the near side. It's a tight end once again. Nick Boyle's having himself a day. And he's got a first down and goal now coming up. Just over 2 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, just a simple drag route, tight end crossing. And you know what? He's double covered. Got somebody underneath, somebody on top. And both linebackers, I got him, you get him. Neither one of them covered Nick Boyle. Excellent job of getting open.
4 catches, 66 yards for Boyle here in the first half. And now with under 2 minutes to go here in the half, Delaware trying to take the lead. To the ground, and Pierce thrown down. Never really got to the hole, and the defense swarms. Some frustration there on the part of Pierce. Plenty of time. Delaware's got all 3 of their timeouts, and Albany decides to use this one. They want to give themselves a little bit of time with the football when the half is done. Before the half is done, I should say.
Well, it's also time to gather your defense. They've been on the field for a while. This drive, make sure that everybody's on the same page. You know what the defensive call is. We saw it earlier with substitution penalties for both teams. Know who's going to be on the field. Know what your job is on the field, and make sure, you know, all the points in the red zone that you've practiced all week, that it's fresh in your kids' mind for them to be able to do their job defensively. Conversely, Delaware has the same opportunity. Make sure everybody's on the same page. You got the right personnel. Coaches are looking over there to see what kind of defensive personnel is. That way we can kind of counter that if you're Delaware and try to, you know, call a play that's going to have some success to put some points on the board. We all know the cardinal sin in football. If you're a defender, cannot give a point before the half, and obviously at the end of the game if you're winning.
Now Coach Brock's going to call for a timeout.
And they had a substitution issue.
There was a substitution issue, and rather than get a flag thrown in this spot and back them up, they're at the 4-yard line. They want to keep it right there, so they use the timeout to make sure the penalty flag's not thrown.
And you see Coach Brock is kind of clapping it. You want to be encouraging, but sometimes you got to be encouraging with a stick. And coaches don't carry sticks, but you know, we just sat over here and had a timeout. Make sure everybody knows this is the person that we're going with, and you got an individual or a player that for some reason doesn't hear his name or doesn't know he's on that personnel grouping. And now you have to burn a timeout. And conversely, the defensive coordinator now sees exactly how you're going to attack us, and then he can switch his personnel up. So that's the chess match between coordinators and coaching in football. Trent Hurley still trying to get people lined up.
It's Harrison who he throws into the slot now on 2nd down and goal from the 4. Big shift in the formation and 2 backs in the backfield. And that's going to come wide open for the touchdown. Andrew Pierce finds the end zone and Delaware finds the lead.
Little split ISO, downhill to the left, follow the fullback. Linebackers have to stay on their keys. They didn't right there. Touchdown, Delaware. AP, Andrew Pierce with his 2nd one of the day.
And his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. 12 carries and 56 yards in the first half for Pierce. A little bit of a juggle, and that extra point is blocked. It was a juggle on the snap. And special teams jumps up to bite Delaware here as the lead is just 6.
Great job, Albany. Continue to play. A lot of times, a lot of defense will just, concede the extra point. They get through. Huge swim. Got the ball down. Just a better job of a big 94 getting in. 1, 2, 3. Get your hands up.
Tim Kologrevov.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do that name.
I figured. 12 plays, 58 yards, a little under 4 minutes on the drive. So good offensive production, but failed to tack on the extra point. The lead sitting at 6 right now.
Halftime would be interesting. I wish I could be in the locker room for Delaware. I'm sure Coach Brock is going to have some words. They just, even when they're having success, they just can't quite finish it off. Right there, you want to still feel good about yourself. Great drive, touchdown, personnel issues. And then you get the PAT blocked. And that could, loom large late in the game, especially if it comes down to a field goal or, them trying to tie the game on the PAT.
Boehner to kick this one away. He'll have a little bit of help from the wind that's at his back and from his left to his right. Balls that have been kicked this way have been routinely finding their way out of the back of the end zone. Boehner now has it fall off the tee for the 2nd time. So,
yeah, the wind is now switching when we're looking at Old Glory, the beautiful stars and stripes of our great nation. It was going east to west. Now it's north and south. There's that beautiful American flag sky. Not much better than seeing red, white, and blue.
I agree. Booming kick from Boehner. And once again, it'll result in a touchback.
Chellis downs it. Seems to be okay. Must have got his wind back.
So now for you, Albany, they've got 1:35 to work with, couple of timeouts. And they'll try to see if they can do some damage here offensively. Plus, remember, they will get the ball first to begin the 2nd half.
Right, so Delaware's defense needs to do their job, not give up a big play. You have to be smart if you're a defender on the field. Most teams like to start with a screen or draw on 1st, 2nd down and try to see if they can get some positive yards, especially in 2-minute offense.
First down from the 25. Room to throw, and it's a completed pass out across the 30 to Cole King. Pickup of about 8 yards. Clock continues to move.
Quick slant, double slants on the bottom. Not a particularly good throw in football, but Cole King does an excellent job of reeling it in and almost shaking off the defender, getting 8 positive yards.
Not a whole lot of room, and that's going to be another sack. This one coming from the blind side as Josh Plummer gets in. Check that, I should say it's Hollerman. Gets his first sack of the day, and now a timeout being called.
Yeah, this is, he does an excellent job of getting, he actually gets cut, keeps his feet, turns a corner, finishes the play. That's what you love to see, effort right there. They only rush 3 and get a sack on a quarterback. That does not bode well for your offense. And your offensive coordinator and your O-line coach are not going to be very happy, when it comes to Mike Marida, the offensive line coach for Albany, is not going to be pleased with his group on that. They rush 3 and they can get to our quarterback before he even gets set in the pocket.
Now remember, this Albany team lost their right tackle, Adam Pasnick, so that was the freshman, Matt Campion, who ended up getting beat on the play.
Yeah, well, you're a freshman, but right now that's out the window when it comes time to playing football. That's what coach will tell him on the sideline. You're on the field, you got to make plays. We cannot, have a three-man rush when there's 5 of us, get to our quarterback.
So the numbers on Vince Hollerman for the season, the sophomore out of Woodbine, Georgia.
Delaware's defense is trying to get in the crowd into this, and it's homecoming. People have been out here tailgating since about 8 in the morning.
Well, they could use a little help from the home crowd here. It turns out to be a big play with 1:01 left here in the half. Throwing, and it's there for the pick, and the pickoff is not made. The pass is incomplete. With 54 seconds to go, it'll be 4th down. Fiacchi, I'll tell you what, that was a risky throw.
That should have been 6 going the other way. I mean, as long as that ball held up there, you see the offensive line is collapsed. Fiacchi barely is able to step into his throw, which forces the ball to be high. And then it just goes through the defender's hands right there. And Chalice caught it, but it was out of bounds.
Jordan Thomas mistimed his jumper. He had an interception sitting right there for him.
Fiacchi's lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Jones going to let this one go. Not a good kick, and it takes a big-time Delaware bounce down at the 48-yard line. So 46 seconds now left here in the half, in good field position for the Blue Hens to perhaps tack on here.
Great field position. Ball almost at the 50-yard line. A couple timeouts still. Delaware has 2. 46 seconds. Your whole offense is open. Nick Boyle is absolutely feasting on the linebackers and safeties in the first half of this football game. So got to be aware of him, down the seam or crossing routes or the deep sail routes. And, of course, you have to always know where Michael Big Play Johnson is at. First in the entire conference in all-purpose yards and 4th in receiving yards, averaging 20 yards a catch. So the whole offense, if playbook is open for Delaware right now. And Albany has to do a great job of holding it to where this is right now and try to get to the halftime only down by 6.
Hurley's got Johnson to the near side, bottom of your screen. Looking in that direction. Now here comes the rush, and he's sacked. Held it just a bit too long. Good coverage down the field. And Andrew Smith gets the sack back to the 42-yard line.
Anything you can do, we can do better. Guess who we beat? The freshman Connor Bozak, who is replacing the left tackle, Ladson. So we saw it happen just a few seconds ago against Albany, and now they come back and do the same thing. Our tackle's out, freshman comes in, we beat him. Ladson's out, Bozak's in, Andrew Smith, great football player, senior, 7th in the conference, leads the team with tackles and sacks, comes in and gets a sack. They rushed 3 and got to the quarterback. Both 59, too.
How about that?
How about that? I'm surprised I noticed that.
Delaware using that timeout right now. They got 1 left.
Well, you still have an opportunity, Scott. I mean, you're about, if you can get 20, 30 yards, give yourself an opportunity for a long field goal right at the end of the half, why not take a chance of doing it?
Four wide receivers to choose from on 2nd down. Pressure's coming. There's your throw, and incomplete. Again, it was Boyle open, and this time Hurley's throw just a little bit too tall.
Well, and that was because of the pressure, again, that Andrew Lewis provided. He's there. You're going to see it come in from the backside. They try to help him, and quarterbacks can feel that pocket collapsing, and they can feel that pressure, and he felt the pressure of Smith and forced him to throw that football high.
So 34 seconds left in the half, and 3rd down coming now for Delaware. Keeping it himself. Hurley trying to make something happen. And the ball comes out late. Is that an actual fumble? If it is, the ball belongs to Albany. Yep, the officials say it's Albany football.
Wow. Now they have great field position. Again, we saw this a couple times. All it is a read option. Hurley comes out, and the ball hits
The knee of Michael Smith.
And the redshirt sophomore forces a fumble. Stays outside, comes down the line. Excellent help there by the defender, Dorian Polk.
How about that? So here you go. Another opportunity for Albany. First turnover of the game. Setting up the screen. And Osborne down inside the 45, 15 seconds to go. And Albany takes the timeout.
And we talked about it. First and second down in 2 minutes is screen or draw. And there's a screen, but Delaware does an excellent job of actually staying home. Jeff Williams, first game off of his 1-month suspension. Phenomenal linebacker. Coach talked about him being able to play. David Mackel's done an excellent job filling in and having a great year. Mackel's 5th on the team in tackles. Jeff Williams, first game back, and you can see why he was ECAC and CAA Defensive Rookie of the Year last year when he led the CAA with 14 TFLs and 6.5 sacks. I mean, he's an athlete. He's undersized, only 200 pounds. My first year playing linebacker at the University of Cincinnati, I was 205. 205, yeah. I know you look at me now and you're surprised at this slender build that I have kept on after years of college and professional football at linebacker, but yeah.
That's that lifestyle change we were talking about.
Live good, pay good, eat good, huh?
Uh-huh.
A great play by Williams, you know. Athletic, fast, run, hit, does it all.
Trying to go up top, and that's going to be an interception, and look out now. Travis Hawkins has a lot of room to run. Down the sideline, and he just can't make it into the end zone. The clock says 1 second left in the half.
1 second.
That was a major mistake on the part of Fiacchi for throwing that ball.
Pressured by Zach Kerr. Travis Hawkins. Excellent job of looking it in. They missed it the last drive when it should have been picked, and it went through the defender's hands, but Hawkins looks this one in and goes down, but what hustle by number 23, junior running back from Albany, Omar Osborne, saving that touchdown. Hawkins is down. Looks like he may have probably got the wind knocked out of him the way he's moving around, but hopefully it's nothing serious. Probably landed on the football.
His third interception of the year for Hawkins, and for a brief moment it really looked like he was going in, and as you point out, Osborne.
Unbelievable effort.
Yep. He comes down the field on an angle, and that's the only thing that kept Hawkins from getting in.
That's it. I mean, otherwise, you know, that's a touchdown, and that's a big play to end the half. And you talk about emotion and excitement and a spark. You're going in the locker room with a touchdown and a 13, maybe 14-point lead if they decide to go for 2. Good thing you see Hawkins up.
66 yards on the interception return for Hawkins. He set his third of the season. And basically what is either little more than a field goal, a extra point try on a field goal if they go for that here, or they take a shot and go for the end zone.
You have 1 second. You already missed the PAT. If I'm the coach, I know you want to have an opportunity to go. If they bring the offense out there defensively, you have to really look at it as a sign of disrespect. 1 second to go in a half, and you know.
And they're going for it.
And they're going for it.
How about that?
Well, Coach Brock believes in, you know, his offense, and that's why they're second in the conference, averaging, you know, 33 points a game almost, and they're going to try to get it done.
Gutty call with 1 second to go in the half. Hurley looking to throw, and it's incomplete, and that will do it for the half. Wow. What an ending to the half. Rolling the dice, 7 come 11. In this case, it came up snake eyes for Delaware. Rather than taking a field goal try, they go for the touchdown, and they come up short.
Yeah, you always take the points that are given to you. Your defense does an excellent job right before the half of getting you down there, you know, make it a 2-possession game, getting the field goal. Not second-guessing Coach Brock. He's a better offensive mind than I am.
And so Coach Brock joins us right now. Coach, Gutty call at the end of the half.
Well, we felt like we could get it, and we didn't block it, so again, we're trying to jumpstart it. We're not playing very well, and we're not playing with a lot of energy, so we're trying to do it with some play call.
And, Coach, one of the things you're talking about there, you say playing very well. There have been times where you guys have really moved the ball well. It's been a matter of finishing it off.
Yeah, again, we're a very inconsistent team right now, which is disappointing, but we got to come out and play a great 30 minutes and find a way to be 1-0.
Coach, thanks, and good luck second half.
Thank you.
So, Coach Brock, not happy with the way that half ended.
That's an understatement, good buddy.
But his team still sitting on a lead right now. We're at halftime here at the University of Delaware. Homecoming Saturday, the Blue Hens on top, 16-10. We'll be back with halftime activities here in Newark, Delaware. Halftime here at the University of Delaware, and as the 1963 National Championship team returns for their reunion, they're saluted by the crowd. We were joined by a guy who has done very well for himself out of the University of Delaware, now with the Atlanta Falcons in the NFL. Paul Warlow's with us. How you doing? Good to talk to you.
Oh, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
It's always good when we got some linebackers.
Yeah, I know you like a linebacker.
Now I'm excited.
Yeah, I figured as much. Hey, Paul, obviously an exciting year for you. You make the team as an undrafted free agent out of camp. What's that whole experience been like for you?
It's a lot of work. You know, you got to come in and you got to take care of everything that you can control. You know, you don't come in with a lot of hype. You know, not everybody even knows your name, so you got to find a way to get people to notice you in the right way and do all the right things.
Paul, Brad here. What's been the biggest difference for you? I know what it was for me coming from college to the NFL. What's one of the biggest differences that you've had to adjust to being a collegiate to a pro?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I've encountered is definitely like the game plan, the adjustments and everything. In college, you have your core plays like you do in the NFL, but in the NFL, you have so many more adjustments, game plan from week to week with different personnel that you're going to face, different quarterbacks, different tight ends, wide receivers, and so a lot goes in. There's a lot more adjustments now than I would have in the past.
And let's not forget the greatest thing: the day after the game, A-Day.
Oh yeah, that's another big part. That very very enjoyable.
Hey, Paul, this is a team that you joined that was the top seed in the NFC last year. Really, this has been a little bit of a struggle, and some rough things have been happening with that club. In terms of having the team together and being able to bounce back from where you are right now, you feeling good about that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a tremendous group of guys in the locker room, tremendous coaching staff, and we got the bye week this weekend, so we'll get a good chance, restart our season coming up. There's still a lot of football left to be played, and we have a great chance coming back, get rested, come out and start the second half of our season with a win.
Now, this is homecoming, so you're back basically home again. Now, is Mom still here at the University of Delaware?
Yeah, she's still teaching here. Yeah, she's still around.
Well, you obviously have played for Coach Mike Smith. You were talking about you guys have an opportunity to turn things around. What are some of the things that Coach Smith and you get Sean Weatherspoon who's back, Stephen Nicholas, and yourself in that linebacker core? What's some of the things you guys defensively have to do the second half of the season to kind of help the team out? Because we know Matty Ice will get hot eventually and get that offense rolling.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, we got tremendous players on our defense. Something we got to do better is get off the field on third downs. Force punts, get our offense back on. That's something that we're definitely looking to do much better when we kick it back off.
What's the thing that you remember most from your time playing here?
Delaware, mostly just the time spent in the locker room with the guys. That's something that you probably don't get a lot in the NFL. I came back today. I got to see a lot of my best friends that I spent 2 years with, some of the underclassmen. So that's something that is definitely an adjustment. It's more of a professional job atmosphere than it is being in college, hanging out with your buddies a lot.
Well, Paul, welcome back home again. We thank you for being here with us. Good luck the rest of the way with the Falcons.
Good luck, brother.
All right, thanks a lot.
Backer pride.
Yeah.
Paul Warlow joining us back again here on Homecoming Saturday. We will be back. We're back at Delaware Stadium on the campus of the University of Delaware, where it's halftime between the Albany Great Danes and the Delaware Blue Hens. CAA football would like to acknowledge this season's Chuck Boone Leadership Award nominees, presented in recognition of the longtime University of Richmond athletic director's contributions to intercollegiate athletics and CAA football. This award recognizes the football student athletes who embody the highest standards of leadership, integrity, and sportsmanship in conjunction with their athletic achievements. Today's nominee from the University of Delaware is running back Andrew Pierce, a senior from Bridgeton, New Jersey, who's a behavior sciences major. And representing the University of Albany is center Eric Laporta from Yorktown Heights, New York, a senior who's majoring in criminal justice and history, the master's in secondary education. We'll be right back with our first half stats and highlights. Homecoming celebration continuing out on the field as several alums pick up instruments to be a part of the marching band. 16-10 lead for Delaware over Albany here at halftime. And in talking to Coach Brock at the half as he was leaving the field, obviously the disappointment that it, in a lot of ways for Delaware, you think could have been more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you had a great play made by Travis Hawkins right for the half that could have led to points, but it didn't. Start off here, Pierce does an excellent job, 6-yard touchdown run after the, sluggish start by the offense, sparked by Nick Boyle, big catch early on. And then one of the biggest plays of the first half, fake punt, 34 yards. Jake Meek takes it all the way down. It's deep into Delaware territory, which leads to a yard out. Omar Osborne, his team leading 7th touchdown of the year to put Albany back on top. And then, of course, another big play by Nick Boyle. Pierce, 4 yards out, 2nd touchdown of the day, puts Delaware back on top, Scott.
That extra point was blocked, though, and they elected not to try for a field goal, but to try for a touchdown with 1 second left in the half. They were turned away. 234 total yards and 13 first downs in that first half. And yet just a 6-point lead. If you're Albany right now, you got to be feeling pretty good.
You got to be feeling great. I mean, you had a turnover right before the half that, a great effort by Omar Osborne to tackle Hawkins inside the 5-yard line to save a touchdown. And then, both turnovers happened within the last minute of the first half and didn't hurt either team. So, when you look at that, but third downs are key. Albany is struggling on third down right now, 2 for 9. Delaware is 50%, 5 of 10, which has allowed them to have an opportunity, as you see there from their disparaging yards, 100 more yards of total offense because they're able to stay on the field by continuing drive.
So a 6-point lead for the home team. Second half action on the way when we come back to Delaware Stadium. Blue Hens lead at 16-10. Halftime here at the University of Delaware. The Blue Hens on top by a score of 16-10 and joined now by the longest tenured head coach in college football, Bob Ford. And Coach, taking a look at the way that half ended, it was strange. A turnover got away from you, and yet you managed to avoid having any points put up on you.
Well, the kids hustled back, and we knocked them out of bounds on the 3, and then we just did a great job of reading a play and making the play on it. It was just good football, but from 2 kids.
Coach, Brad here. What's the message at halftime? You guys are one big play away from taking the lead in this game, and you're right there on the cusp of winning your first CA game. What'd you say to the kids at half?
Well, let me say what I've said to them all along. We're getting better. Every week I see improvement when we look at the films on Sunday. And I said, do you want to put a scare in them, or do you want to win the ball game? And they all want to win, so let's see what happens.
Coach, your level of enthusiasm is still infectious after all this time. It honestly is.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks a million.
Good luck, Coach.
Once again, Bob Ford, longest tenured coach in college football. We talked to him earlier this week in the conference call. I mean that. I mean, clearly he's a man who still very much loves what he does. This is the last go-around for him, but it has been some kind of ride.
I know it. We had a chance to talk to him, and pleasure. Like I said, it was our fortune to be able to spend time with Coach this week, and made me want to come back out and play. That's the type of coach you can play for and go out and give your all. And you see the effort by the kids today.
Bob Ford, the longest tenured head coach in the CAA. Jimmy Laycock's been at William & Mary now for 34 years. So has Andy Talley, been there for a while. But you start talking about Andy Talley, that's 34 years total. These are guys who have all been at the same school. Jack Cosgrove, Mickey Matthews, Sean McDonald. A lot of stability in the coaching ranks of the CAA.
And that's why each and every week CAA football is so exciting. You look at the records and, 1-5 Albany going against Delaware 4-2, high-powered second, best offense in the entire conference. And it doesn't matter because these great men that are forming these young men and young student athletes to be great gives them a competitive, advantage each and every week. And these kids are going out there and competing. And you see Coach right there. Look, he's in the kickoff huddle. Kickoff return huddle getting him going.
Now there's somebody getting ready to get going. That's Pierce. This is a team that ran for 120 yards in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about all the guys, Pierce, averaging 4.7. Hurley, quarterback, averaging 4.8, almost 5 yards. Randall right here, again, 4.7 coming off his 137-yard. And Julian Lane, averaging 6.5 a carry. So everybody's averaging almost 5.5, 6 yards a carry. And, they keep changing and bringing different types of runner in. Some are power, some are speed, and even Hurley, who's had a chance to convert on a big third and long earlier in this football game.
Now Pierce going to have to wait to get his turn as Delaware will be on the field defensively to begin this second half. And an opportunity for a return once again for Chillis back deep to take the kick. And Boehner's kick, another boomer. He has just not given him a chance at all to return kickoffs today. That one goes right out of the back of the end zone. It's doing your job.
That is doing your job, and it's good to have a little tailwind behind you. Of course, they didn't have that when I was running my 40.
No.
I didn't really need it then, though. I ran a 4.4 at 228 pounds.
You ran a 4.4?
Yeah. I was 205. I told you I was 205 my first year at linebacker. I was a former receiver. I just couldn't catch. That's why they moved me to linebacker.
I was about 160 coming out of college. 4.4 might have got me to about 10.
Yeah, but you're a lot smarter than I was. So
yeah.
It evened out.
25-yard line now. First down, first play of the second half for Albany. And to the ground they go. Nicely blocked. And that gives a good running lane to Omar Osborne out across the 30-yard line. He's going to pick up nearly 7 yards.
Yeah, and that's Albany, that's what they have to do. You're right in this football game. They have to have more ability to run the football. Osborne does a great job. We saw him make a heck of a play at the end of the first half. Comes out with a great run on the first half. Good blocking by the offensive line of the Great Danes.
Freshman Matt Campion might have gotten away with a hold. Now they go right back through the middle, and that's going to be a first down out to the 36-yard line. Again, it's Osborne. He's the workhorse back for this team.
It's only holding if you get caught, Scott.
That's correct.
And you see Osborne right here, 2 hands on the football, and you talk about, you love seeing running backs. He is hitting a D lineman in his chest and driving the D lineman back. And, that shows you how hard this kid runs and how well he's trained in keeping his legs moving.
That time the fake didn't work quite as well. They've tried that a couple of times today, and for the most part, it's been a good play, but Pat O'Connor had no chance to go anywhere after catching that pass.
Well, that's because the huge safety. Look at this is how safety plays. I was fortunate to have safeties play like this. Great job, Amaro Dawson, second on the team in tackles, 6'3", 210-pound safety. The Maryland transfer is a big kid, big safety, and comes downhill. And we love playing on the defense when you got a safety like that.
Once again, running room for Osborne, and this time he is ripped down as he crosses the 40-yard line. And a play made by Rosen, who was very active in the first quarter of this ball game. Third down coming up now for Albany.
We just talked about having big physical safety, and he comes right up the very next play. And, we haven't seen Omar Osborne get tackled one-on-one today or by many people ever. And Rosen does an excellent job of hog tying him to the ground there.
Let's see which way they decide to go now, and what would clearly, you would assume, be a passing down on third down. Chillis, the man in motion. They roll the pocket. Great job of keeping the play alive, but can't keep it alive forever. And Hollerman caught him from behind. Salisbury was in immediately on Fiacchi. He got past that, but couldn't get past everyone. Right now, this Delaware pass rush, when they drop back to throw, is becoming a factor.
Well, Salisbury darts up the field, comes inside the block. Fiacchi does a great job avoiding. Now you just got to get rid of the football. You can't hold on. You can't mace. Once you mace the first guy miss, and you're fortunate to make the second guy miss, the third guy is always going to get you.
Jones back deep. He'll be fielding this one. And a little bit of an end-over-end kick. Takes a bounce, and they're going to let it roll right out of bounds just across the 30-yard line. So Albany turned away on their first possession of the second half. Blue Hens will get their first opportunity on the offense.
Awkward.
6-point lead for Dave Brock's team, and they're out on the field offensively now. I think it's very likely they could be looking for their tight end.
Well, they better. He's having a phenomenal day. That's the junior Nick Boyle. Huge target. 6'4", 265 pounds. He's been key. Every scoring drive that the Blue Hens have had today, he's made a big play. You see him right there, leaping over the defender. Again, he does an excellent job. The first route's not open. He cuts off the route and helps his quarterback out. Crossing route right here in the red zone to get them in position for Pierce to score his second touchdown of the day. And they'll look for him in the red zone. He's tied for first in the nation amongst all tight ends with 5 touchdown catches.
Right back to the ground, and Pierce has himself good yardage and a first down. Caught from behind by Michael Nicastro, but 13-yard pickup on first down. There's Boyle's numbers for the day.
And they just ran to his side. So not only is he having a good day catching the football, he had a couple good blocks right there on that play.
They'll run it again. And why not? And Pierce again gets caught by Nicastro from behind, but once again a big gain, this time for 14 yards.
And you're starting to see, right here they're going downhill. Little toss play, stretches it, finds a hole, cuts back. Bad defense by the Great Danes on that one. 2 guys in the same gap allowed there to be a crease.
Pass to Ryan Cobb as they come to the line quickly. Delaware's trying to get an offensive rhythm established here. Something to jumpstart him. Working no huddle again. And the flip to Lang, cutting it back for a first down. Ankle tackle by Tremaine Wilson, the free safety, brings him down at the 27.
And you can kind of see what the plan is at halftime. You know, they're going against the Great Danes defense, which is 10th in the conference, giving up 190 yards on the ground a game. The 5th-ranked rushing offense, what they're giving 200 yards. You know what? The offense is struggling. The passing game's not being there. Got a couple injuries on the offensive line. Get back to running the football. Try to get some continuity going in this offense.
Hurley trying to get away and can't. Nicastro got him. Michael Nicastro has been part of 3 plays here on this opening drive of the second half. That's his 3rd sack of the year.
Excellent job. Again, he beats the one-on-one block by the fullback, holds on, grabs him, and gets him to the ground. Redshirt freshman from Good Counsel High School. He's probably got some friends and family back in Maryland that are tuning into his telecast. Make a big play. Get your name out there, buddy. Good play.
Down the middle, almost a great catch. That ball was poorly thrown, and Nick Boyle had to jackknife his body to see if he could come up with it, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that was because it was great pressure by Martell Williams, number 30, the outside linebacker. And you see the blitz. You know, the running backs, as you see, the last 2 plays from the pressure are not doing the job. Another running back misses a block. There's 2 running backs in a row that missed their block and allowed the quarterback to get sacked and hit. So running backs have to do a better job for the Blue Hens of picking up the blitz and winning those individual one-on-one battles.
Movement on the line, but no call. 3rd down, 3-man rush. Throw complete to Johnson, breaks a tackle, but can't get past the second wave. And that'll stop him down at the 23-yard line. So it looks as though they're going to try for a field goal attempt. It looks like it'll be about 40 yards.
Yeah, Coach Brock is not thinking about making a decision on this one. It's already been made. Field goal unit in.
Boehner on the year, just 1 out of 3 on field goal attempts, and as long as a 20-yarder. This from 40 yards out. Plenty of leg, but he pushed it wide to the right. Well, one of those days where you just can't seem to get going. That's exactly what Delaware's doing right now.
Yeah, and Coach Brock talked about it with us right before the half. You know, they can't get anything going, and it's frustrating.
All kinds of leg, but if you're a golfer, you know what it's like when you push a drive. That's exactly what he just did.
I'm just going to say, it looks like my golf shot. A lot of power. Is just, you never know where it's going to go.
Can't get a mulligan when you're a kicker, though.
Oh, I'd take plenty of mulligans.
I figured as much. So from the 23, Albany will have their 2nd offensive drive here in the second half. 5 minutes into the 3rd quarter, and they're certainly within shouting range, down by 6. Osborne pushing the pack forward. Well, he doesn't want to go down, does he?
No.
4 hard yards on first down for the junior from Syracuse.
And he's not a big guy. He's only 6'1", about 195, 200 pounds, you know, but he's running like he's 220, 225 pounds.
Not a lot of room. Tucking and running. It's making something out of nothing for Fiacchi. Found his way out of bounds and got himself a first down.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he's looking, he's staring down, and there's just no one there, and the pressure from the Delaware defensive line is forcing him to step up, and on that particular play, he was able to get some positive yards and just tuck it and run. But, you know, the wide receivers for Delaware, for Albany, have to do a better job of getting open or cutting off the routes, because right now they're not giving their quarterback a chance, you know, with the pressure that Delaware's D-line is providing.
Back to the ground, Osborne around the tackle and 8 yards out to the 42-yard line. Galloway tried to catch up with him and rip him down, but good job of running with the football once again as Osborne kicked his pad. Running game has been the most effective part of it so far for you, Albany. So they go back to the ground again, and that's a first down.
They found something at halftime when making adjustments that they're able to run the ball between the tackles, and they're having great success. Osborne is doing a great job getting the same read option, and you know, he sees the crease and he hits it hard and converts for a first down.
And some of the big guys in on the defensive line right now, and now they'll go back to throw. Throwing down the middle, that's complete for first down yardage. Down to the Delaware 31 is Brian Parker.
Does an excellent job of getting open that time. You know, we talked about Mario Wilson, who has 1 interception on the year, does a great job, but he just beats him on a simple seam route. Ball's thrown a little behind him. Parker does an excellent job of reaching back and catching the football with his hands. He's another big target, 6'4", 240 pounds, just like Delaware has Nick Boyle. 6'4", 2 tight ends that can stretch the field, run routes, and get open.
Jake Meek in the game now at quarterback, and you know that generally means they're keeping it on the ground, and they do for a short little 2-yard pickup down to the 29.
And Osborne's adjusting his helmet right now, saying, Meek, you should have kept that one. Everybody stayed on me because he's having success here in the second half, and you see him coming out the game. Omar Osborne coming out the game right now, but you know that was one that I think Meek, when he goes back and watches on film, would rather keep, because they had a lot of room in green grass if he'd have pulled it out and ran the option down the line.
Presley Beauvais, all 5'4" of them. He's got the hand and he's got the room to the outside. Cut back running down to the 25-yard line. He picked up 4.
All 5'4" of them got down to the 24-yard line. You gotta love it. That's why you love the game of football. 5'4", 155 pounds, and what does he do? Drops his shoulder, tries to bring a little firepower with him.
He doesn't think he's 5'4".
Yeah, no, and don't tell him. I'm not gonna tell him. My mama told me when I was young and I was small, dynamite comes in small packages, honey. Don't matter how big they are, just explode on them when you get it.
3rd down and 4 from the 25 with a man in motion. And they're running it. And Osborne is stopped. Got about a yard, but not enough for the first down.
And there's that man, Zach Kerr, disrupting the play, making tackles. He's doing an excellent job. You see it right here. Again, he's going to come to the right, double team, sheds his lineman, folds back. One-hand tackle with the man in the football. That's grown man football right there.
They're going to go for it on 4th down. 4th down and 3. Down by 6 with 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. Firing. First down. Inside the 15 and spitting inside the 10 is Jameel Gay. Fiaki's throw right on time, and they are 3 for 3 on 4th down this afternoon. They've got a 1st and goal.
That was not very good zone coverage on 4th down by the Blue Hens right there. Quick turnaround. Outside linebacker doesn't have a chance. Great tackle. Got to wrap up right there. Don't want to drop your head and miss a tackle. But that being Jordan Thomas, the Rutgers transfer. But good job getting him down and way to convert.
Osborne straight ahead inside the 5, down near the 4-yard line. This is a very, very impressive drive from the Great Danes.
Very impressive drive. Talking about, again, Osborne does an excellent job of pressing the hole, stutter step, make one move and go north. And Kyle Gill, number 32, does an excellent job of tripping them up from behind. Otherwise, you know, Albany could be celebrating another touchdown by Omar Osborne.
2nd down and goal for the 4. Osborne again through the middle. Touchdown! And the Great Danes an extra point away from taking the lead.
Well, you've seen earlier, these extra points aren't given, buddy. But the fact that then, again, it's the same play. All it is a nice trap play. Pull the right guard. He pulls around. They've had so much success in this game, and especially on this drive of running the same play. Delaware's defense has to get on the sideline and figure it out and make the adjustment, because that's something that Albany had great success on that drive, and Omar Osborne is heating up.
Tom O'Riordan bangs it through, and look at this. Albany now with a 1-point lead with 20 minutes left to go in this game. Superb drive using their ground game to their advantage has put Albany on top. That's a big-time running back right there who's part of a big-time drive.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns a day. Done an excellent job of keeping his feet moving and keeping his team in the game. You know, you look at the last right here. Excellent job there, Fiacchi, of pulling the ball down and getting first down. Throws it, delivers the football to one of the other good tight ends in the game, leading his team in receiving today, and the Osborne. Excellent job of finding the end zone. Again, you can't say enough about the effort that he's shown at the end of the half of hustling down and saving a touchdown, and now his touchdown has put his team on top, 17-16 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Scott.
5-minute drive, 77 yards. Can't get a whole lot better than that.
Right. And you talked about it. We've talked about it. You know, Coach Ford, you know, what he's meant to a lot of men. But you can just see from, even though they're 1-5, these kids that have not given up, and they came in here to play football today, and they continue to fight even when they've been down twice in this football game.
Hawkins trying to find some room, spinning away from tackles. Late flag coming in as he brings the return out across the 30-yard line. But we're going to have to wait and see on the flag as to whether or not that might be coming back.
Delaware has to be very, very careful right now. That one, of not turning the football over, and two, trying to put a sustainable drive together and answer Albany's scoring drive.
During the return, face mask, number 17 of the return team, that penalty will be enforced half the distance from the spot of the foul. First down.
You don't get that call very often on a team that's returning a kick.
Yeah, well, you know,
one of those days, right?
It's one of those days. You know, you just talk about penalties. You know, they had 4 right before that one. That's another one. That's a huge one that hurts your offense. I mean, they haven't had, to my recollection, any defensive penalties this game. That being Delaware, and they, you know, it's hard to play football when you keep hurting yourself and shooting yourself in the foot, so to speak, offensively. But they're explosive enough to get out of it if they can make a couple plays and get things going.
Early getting away from the initial rush. That gives his tight end a chance to run with the football. What a hit by Idawu that knocks Boyle down out of bounds.
Whoa. That's called delivering the blow. You're either the hammer or the nail. And again, it's simple bootleg, try to get some positive yards. Go to the guy that's playing good football for you, and Idawu, great clean hit. Whew. Depleted him. Good physical football.
Backing out, and Pierce knifing his way through the holes, going to have first down yardage out near the 28-yard line. So 2 quick plays for Delaware. They move the sticks.
Yeah, and Pierce, again, it's the simple zone stretch play. You see Big Nick Boyle down there blocking on the second level. Linebacker come over again. Christian Dorsey, number 33. Can't say enough about him. He's playing good football in the middle of that Great Dane defense.
There's the end around, and it's Jones. Got some lead blockers in front of him. Down the sideline. And cuts it back. He's going to go. Touchdown. 72 yards.
Like I said, when you have an explosive offense, you can sometimes get out of it. Great play call. Again, a simple reverse. We've seen them use wide receivers in the running game. Check the discipline of the Albany defense, and that is just a complete breakdown. Number 91, Zach Troutman does not keep contained on the left side. And then, of course, Rob Jones, senior wide receiver, excellent job of being able to convert that on a long run.
And now, in trying to convert a two-point conversion, that ball is loose and it's live. So the conversion is no good as they try to stretch the lead to 7. And it will remain a 5-point game. They were trying to kick.
Somebody didn't get the note to kick the ball.
The snap didn't get down, so then you're trying to see what, keep this alive, maybe get a 2-point conversion out of it. And then it goes almost all Keystone Cops back the other way.
And Delaware is fortunate that, again, 2 PATs they have not converted. I know Coach Brock is not going to be happy about that because, again, those are points that you are not taking advantage of and could come back to haunt you. Fortunately for Delaware, they were able to not allow that to go all the way because that would have made it a one-possession game and a field goal could have cost you or at least tied the football game.
Well, one of the things they can take heart in, though, is they have found that explosive offense for the big play. And they've got the lead back now with under 19 minutes to go. Rob Jones out of Tampa, Florida. Well, he had some great blocking in front of him on that run, and he also had the presence of mind to stop, let the defenders just fly right by him, and finish the run for 72 yards.
Well, we know he's explosive. Back in early September, he was CAA Special Teams Player of the Week with the huge punt return. So he's a guy, once he gets the ball in his hand, whether it's catching it, running it, or returning kicks, he has the ability to go to the house, as he just showed us all right there.
A kick into the end zone, and once again, it'll be a touchback. So now does Albany have an answer?
Well, they've answered all day. To their credit, you know, Coach Ford, and though they're 1-5 and 0-2 in the conference, they have not given up. They have answered every piece of adversity that they've had throughout this football game and fought a way to, you know, went down and come back and take the lead, tie it up, take the lead. So we'll see if they can continue to do it.
From the 25-yard line, Will Fiacchi, the junior quarterback, who just led a 77-yard drive with his team down, sees his team down again a minute and 12 seconds later and trying to get going. Osborne, good recognition of one side turning off, and he made something out of it with 6 yards out to the 31.
Yeah, he was able to get 6 yards because some of the defenders were not disciplined in doing their assignment. You know, you're starting to see the reverse action pull some of the guys out, and Osborne is able to see that backside hole and cut back into it.
A lot of different options now on a 2nd down and 4 for the Great Danes. They're going right back to the best option. Osborne's going to be stopped shy of the 1st down out at about the 33, a pickup of 2.
Yeah, there was no disguise. I know in college football you see a lot of formations. We've seen a lot of it today, different looks, but this is just straight up power football. Pull the lineman around, kick out, go downhill. Old school football right there in this day and age. Not to date myself.
Well, that guy knows old school football. With a man in motion, 3rd and 2, fumble on the snap. And they get it back, but they are going to be stopped shy of getting to the 1st down. Fiacchi never came out clean from underneath his center, Eric Laporta, with the football.
Well, it's one of those plays. We just talked about it. Now you got wide receiver, you know, Meek coming in motion. You know, it got a lot of things going on. But Fiacchi has presence of mind to scoop it up and, you know, try to at least see if he can make a play out of it. And unfortunately for them, it's not a turnover. They have the ability to punt. Delaware did a great job of not allowing them to,
oh my,
to be able to convert any 1st downs.
Jones, who a few moments ago was running down this sideline with nobody on him, this time finds a lot of white jerseys swarming around him across the 35. So Delaware gets what they wanted, a defensive hold, and now with a 5-point lead, here comes the offense again.
You see Jones right here, make the first guy miss, go north. Good block right there. Better coverage by all means. Meek is everywhere, playing quarterback, making tackles on special teams, catching the football, running the football.
As a head coach, you wonder, okay, now do we finally get control of this game?
Well, your defense gave you a chance. You take the lead, defense does its job of getting a quick 3 and out. Now the offense has a chance to come back and see if they can build on the lead.
And it's going to be Randolph. No gain off the left side.
It's good to see big number 78 Earl Ladson's back in the game, 6'6", 335, and they continue to run to his side. So I was able to get no gain on that one, but it's good to see his injury wasn't serious.
Great news if you're a Delaware fan.
Not so great if you're playing defensive end and you got a big old man, 6'6", 335 pounds in front of you.
And a reverse. It's a throw. And that ball is going to be incomplete. And that was nearly a very dangerous potential interception.
That may be one Rob Jones may want to just tuck and try to see what he can get out of it. But I tell you what, it was a great play. And on the backside, if he could have looked back, Malcolm Bush, the senior tight end, was completely wide open.
Couldn't get a whole lot on the throw.
Very fortunate if you're a Delaware fan that ball wasn't intercepted or worse. Albany, if you're a Great Danes fan, you like the way that your defense continues to fight and play and put pressure on Blue Hen offense.
Hurley trying to find a lane, and he's got a first down. Terrific run of 11 yards for a first down.
Our guys in the truck did a great job of showing the great runs, and you see it right here again. They rush 3, nothing's open, he finds a window, gets vertical, and this is what I like. He knows where the first down marker is. He doesn't slide. He dives forward just enough to keep this drive going.
From the 48-yard line on play action. And a short pickup for Ryan Cobb, maybe just back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all before Idawu knocked him out of bounds.
So the bootlegs show the football. They keep it contained there. They keep stressing the corners of this defense. And the corners, I mean the outside linebacker defense in with a lot of bootleg, the reverses to make sure these guys are disciplined and staying home.
Randolph trying to turn the corner. Wow, what a shot by Negachi. And there is a flag. Marcel Negachi showing a lot of emotion on that side of the field with the hit, but apparently a little bit too much.
It's a beautiful hit. You just got to control, you know, and unfortunately, that's a penalty. Again, we just talked about them get to the corners. It's a great hit.
There it is right there. The hit was a good hit. The move, once you got on the ground, is what you're going to get penalized for.
That's an emotional game. I mean, it's a flag. Unfortunately, you see the coaches trying to hug him. Great hit. No. And then once he sees the laundry.
During the run, illegal block below the waist. Number 69 of the offense blocking back toward his own goal line. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 32 of the defense. The yardage penalties will offset. First down. First down.
Wow.
Another illegal chop block. It's the third one that Delaware has had this game.
Well, they hit 5 penalties for 51 yards so far. That's just the second on the Great Danes.
You know, Coach Brock has asked for an explanation. You know, it's pretty simple. If one guy is engaged with a defender, another guy can't come in and you can't hit him below the knees. And, you know, Michael Johnson, the wide receiver, had one earlier of blocking behind the knee out in space. So one of those things you got to play within the rules. This is not the opening week, so you figure by now through training camp and 6 games, they'd have it figured out of where you can and can't block and how you're supposed to do it.
Officials are trying to get this straight as to where the ball should be placed. They know that it's a first down. They said the yardage is offset and it was an automatic first down. So do you put it where the line of scrimmage had been or where the play ended?
Well, both of them are still the same spot, but my question is, why would it be an automatic first down if they offset?
I think it's because of the dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct is an automatic first down.
So the dead ball came out. That's why I love you, buddy.
Well, I'm not sure that I'm right, but it sounded good.
I think you're right. I mean, it makes sense. It's a dead ball, so anything after
we're having the same conversation they are right now.
That's true. So we don't have black and white stripes on.
Not today.
Reset the game clock to 28 seconds. Upon review, there's a 1-yard net gain on the penalty. It remains first down.
So that was it. They had to put the ball where the play ended, not where the previous play started. So it's the 49 instead of the 48.
After all that is first down.
20 seconds and counting now left here in the third, and Pierce running into Albany territory, taken down at the 46-yard line on what very likely will be the final play of this third quarter.
Another good tackle by Christian Dorsey, linebacker for Albany. You see him, reads it. Don't stop your feet in the hole. You'd like to go see it instead of it being a couple-yard gain. That would have been a tackle for loss. Believe what you see, young fella, and go get it, make a play.
So 3 down and 1 to go here at the University of Delaware. And the home team, which entered the third quarter with a lead, is going to enter the fourth quarter with a lead. 22-17, 15 minutes to go here in Newark. 22-17, Delaware on top of Albany as we begin the fourth quarter. Now let's revisit our Geico keys to the game. The final 15 minutes makes all the difference.
Good atmosphere. Here we go. D-Jack's keys to the game. Believe. Well, here they are. 3 for 3 in the red zone, 17 points. Only down by 5. Delaware played a great effort. Haven't really seen it defensively. They're trying to do their job as best as they can. 19 first down offensively. They keep responding and making plays, but when you're the second leading offense in the CAA and averaging almost 35 points a game and 4th in passing and 5th in rushing, you think that you'd be have a little more go of it and running the football. Both teams have ran the football effectively. Delaware is obviously running the football very well. But Albany, they're doing their part when they have the football. Osborne's having a good day as well.
Little swing pass to Pierce to start out the fourth quarter. They wanted a face mask call to go on top of that first down yardage down to the 39. It looked like he got the face mask at least tugged on a bit as he was running. Nonetheless, a first down for the Blue Hens.
Simple play, wide receiver screen, throw it out there. It goes to Pierce.
Yeah, there's your face mask.
Definitely face mask. Referees miss it. They're not perfect.
From the 39 on play action. Once again, running for his life back there and throwing it away is Trent Hurley. So now, a second down from the 39-yard line. Hurley, it appears right now, is without his big target, Nick Boyle. More on that as we find out more.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of see him. He hasn't been there.
Malcolm Bush set up at the tight end right now. And wow, great play.
Wow.
Tremendous play, shooting the gap for Albany. And I'm going to have my hands full with this one.
I believe in you, buddy. Great job right here, though. Again, comes underneath the block. We saw the play. They've ran it a couple times with Rob Jones, a wide receiver, the same stretch play that they've been running with Pierce and Lang and Randolph. And this time, go ahead, buddy. I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm going to call him by his first name. Just prosper.
A Deboyega, a Sean Paola. And in that amount of time, we almost missed third down. And Hurley nowhere to go with the football again. Fourth down coming up for Delaware.
Another big stop by Albany's defense. Now it's 4th and long, 4th and 16. Great play made. What was his name again, buddy?
Not doing it.
Tried to get you to do it.
So Anderson will now try to see if he can find a corner, knock one out inside the 20-yard line, and play the field position game with 13:37 to go. It's going to be a fair catch called for and made outside the 10-yard line. It'll be the 14-yard line where they will begin after the fair catch. Albany an opportunity now, behind by 5 here in the fourth quarter. 22-17, Delaware on top of Albany, and the defense prepares to take the field. The offense is trying to get it done without one of their big playmakers on that last offensive series.
Talk about this, buddy. Nick Boyle. That's what we're talking about. Having a great day. 5 catches, 73 yards, and takes this tremendous hit, kind of hits his head on the ground right there, and he is not in the game, and you've kind of seen the offense become a little stagnant. Nick looked like he's okay. He's got mom with him, and they're putting him in an ambulance. He has a little bit of smile on his face, so probably had a little bit of concussion. You can kind of see when the back of his head hit the ground, and you talked about it earlier, Scott, with this artificial turf, fake grass, it's not as forgiving as natural grass is sometimes, so may have had a little bit of concussion, and cautionary reasons, load him up in the bus and make sure everything is okay with a CAT scan and an MRI.
We assume that's what's going on right now. A little speculation on our part. But nonetheless, he has left the facility. And
that's a huge hole offensively, especially today. When you look who else has done, Michael Johnson only 4 for 35. Pierce, running back, a secondary receiver, 2 catches, 14.
Now a little bit of hurry up from the Great Danes, and they've got themselves a first down, giving 2 carries to Osborne to get him out to the 25.
Well, it's the fourth quarter. I mean, you're down by 5 points. No one gave him a chance. In Osborne, it's the same play we've seen him run all day. Pull the guard, pull the tackle around, pick up the first color you see, and it's a beautiful dart play that they're running and quick trap, for Osborne, and he's getting 4 to 5 yards a pop on it.
For the 25, looking to throw. Deep down the field, it's there. And caught. First down inside the Delaware 30 for Kevin Chillis. A perfect throw from Fiacchi on the post pattern.
Wow. Again, Albany is starting to believe, and you see it right here. Play action, great protection. Max protect, keep the back end, keep the tight end in. Chalice, nice post route, no middle of the field safety. Excited. Albany is believing with 12 minutes to go and down by 5 that they have a chance to win this football game.
That's because they do. Osborne straight through the middle and taken down on the play by Salisbury, coming down the line of scrimmage at the 22-yard line. You see Fiacchi, that puts him to 3,727 yards. He's only a junior. He's got the 3rd highest yardage total in Albany history. Meantime, Omar Osborne, better than 80 yards rushing. He has been the guy they've gone to consistently, and they go there again. And once again, keeping the legs moving at the first contact. It's going to be about a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, but, you keep talking about it. It's the same play. He is being a workhorse. You hear the coaches yell in the background, stay in your gap, defend. Delaware coaches yelling to their guys. And, again, if they stay in their gaps, that's a dead play. But you're seeing a lot of defenders. Look right there, Scott. A lot of Delaware guys standing high, standing tall. 1, that's how you get injured. 2, that's not how you can play the game on defense. You've got to swarm to the football.
Meek is in at quarterback now, keeping it himself, trying for first down yardage. He got it inside the 15 and all the way down to the 12. Inspired performance by this Albany team.
And defensive coordinator, linebacker coach Tim Weaver is trying to implore his defense to play. You can hear it in the background there. Great job by our sound guys out on the field. Make a play. Somebody step up.
On the 12-yard line. Meek again, keeping it himself, and this time nothing doing. David Tinsley came down and ripped him down to the ground. No gain.
Close to a horse collar, but does a great job, that being Tinsley, big old 72, of being able to make a play right there. Backup defensive end, defeats the blocker, comes down. Meek's fortunate he wasn't injured on that. It's a big old man tackling you right there.
10:20 to go in the game. Second down now from the 12. With a man in motion, they'll fake that way. Throw for the end zone. Touchdown! Nick Ketter, the fullback, crossing the end zone. And Albany has taken the lead with 10:09 to go.
Do you believe if you're an Albany Great Dane right now? And the answer is yes, they do believe. Excellent job. Fake the reverse. And there is Nick Ketter, redshirt freshman, 6'4", big target, 210 pounds. Not really a blocking guy. They use him at fullback. They use him at tight end. They lined him up at that particular time, tight end. Yaki, great job of finding an excellent throw for the touchdown, giving Albany the lead with 10:09 to go.
Only his second catch of the year, and now they're going to go for two, leading it by a point. And again, it is Meek in the shotgun, accepting the snap. And now whistle. They were going to run an option play to the right and a false start. Now you wonder if this changes things.
False start, number 2 on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat the try.
I'm sure number 2 was on the field. Yes, he was. That is Jameel Gay. Third penalty of the day for Albany.
Yeah, the only thing that changed is they brought Fiaki back in to play quarterback, and this does not hurt Albany, because it still is already tight quarters. Now they have a little more room for the passing game.
Let's see what they do on the 2-point conversion now. 10:09 left to play. With a man in motion, Fiaki, pressure coming, throwing all the way back across the field. Wow. Rowson got there. And that was big-time collision going on. Flag on the play is, I'll tell you what, he's lucky he's not really hurt.
I got a good question for you, good buddy. Are the coaches sharing playbooks? 2 different times we've seen multiple plays, whether it's the bootleg, the tight end under, the fullback under, the reverses. We are seeing the same identical plays called for Delaware and called for Albany, and then we saw this same throwback happen before that, right before the half. Instead of Delaware kicking a field goal, they tried a throwback screen to the tight end, and Christian Dorsey, number 33 for Albany, made a great play. And then here's the throwback screen also on a 2-point conversion. And that, obviously is unsuccessful.
Now Mackel is the one who's slower getting up. He's got 11 tackles on the day today. Not a guy that Delaware could afford to lose. The 2-point conversion is unsuccessful. We wait to see about the penalty now. And fortunately, it looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, good for him. Baltimore, Maryland native. Missed all of last season with an injury. So, everybody on that Delaware sideline, he's been, a heck of a player for them at outside linebacker. Perfect pro size, 6'3", 245 pounds. 5th on the team in tackles.
During the try, personal foul. After the change of possession, the penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So take a look at the play. Here comes your personal foul on that throwback.
Run out, throwback. Not a very good throw.
Hand in the face mask right there. That's where your personal foul comes from.
Well, Brian Parker, again, you never want to get anyone hurt, but Brian Parker, number 80, the tight end, who's having a big day for Albany, doesn't. He wasn't trying to do it intentionally, but, that saves 2 points because Albany just took the lead with the touchdown. And if Mackel catches that, or Rowson catches that and returns it, now you take the lead and you lose it in the same, the same course of plays of the thrill of victory, almost, so to speak, with a touchdown, and then the agony of defeat so to speak, by giving the lead right back on a 2-point conversion. Crazy play.
No doubt it was a dangerous attempt.
All that being said, Albany still has the lead 23-22 with 10 minutes to go in this football game. For the third time, they've battled back to take the lead in this game.
Got to kick it off from their own 20-yard line. The good news for Albany is they got a little bit of wind at their back, and that helped. Johnson. Oh, great special teams coverage for Albany.
They've bottled him up all day. Johnson's averaging almost 21 yards a kick return, and he hasn't had more than, than 12, 10 yards per return all day today. Good job, good leverage.
That's good. Great. That is just a tremendous job of getting down the field. Helmer was hitting from up high. From down low, it was McClary. And that kept a
good coverage.
Big return under control. So now, Delaware down by a point. Will take it over at their own 24-yard line with 10:04 left to play.
We'll see how they respond. Do they go back to, as we've seen throughout the course of this football game, Scott, of where when they've been down, they've gotten back to running the football and being committed to that, which has opened up other things in this offense.
Pierce cutting back, and he's going to get himself 5. Delaware playing at home, trying to win their 5th of the year. Just saw their go-to back cross the 100-yard mark for the day. But they are in a dogfight, pardon the pun, with the Great Danes. Couple more yards out to the 31-yard line, and 3rd down now coming up.
3rd and 3. Whole playbook is open. You have the ability to run the football. They're having a great job, that being Delaware, of averaging, 4.5, 5 yards a carry. So, they still have the ability to try to run it here. They also have the ability of trying to find one of the receivers for a quick route. It doesn't have to be too complicated. This is where they miss Nick Boyle, though, in these 3rd and intermediate and short yardage situations.
On 3rd down, Hurley gets it closed off. Desperate to make a throw and throws it out of bounds. It's incomplete, and it means 4th down coming up.
Great pressure, another 4-man rush that gets to Hurley and forces him to escape the pocket and try to throw the opposite way. Good effort. Normally you see 2 wide receivers for Delaware. Both of them stay short. You always want to have somebody, when the quarterback breaks the pocket, somebody has to go vertical to try to get the quarterback more options. Somebody short, somebody deep, but both receivers on that one both decide to go short.
Jake Meek, another opportunity to return. And his fair catch is taken to the 27.
Welcome back, everyone. It's CAA football, Albany and Delaware, live here in Delaware on Comcast Sportsnet. Let's take a look at the last 2 scoring drives that came here in the second half. End around, Rob Jones, excellent job. 71 yards all the way to the house to give Delaware the lead back. And touchdown. Hug from the Blue Hen. And then the next score, Albany responds. Excellent job driving down by Wolf. Yaki finds Nick Ketter, fullback / tight end H-back for the touchdown pass that gives them the lead. And that's where we stand right now, 23-22, 8:45 here in the 4th quarter. Exciting football. Sun's coming out.
You called
Scott
me all
Graham,
up. You
Brad
called me all
Jackson.
up. Yeah. I appreciate it. So now here goes. From the 27-yard line with 8:45 to go, a team that has run the ball very well. The idea here is to move the ball, maybe score it again, and certainly to tear up a lot of clock if you can. Osborne's done just that today. And he gets it out across the 30-yard line to the 32, a 5-yard pickup on 1st down.
And I can't say how proud I am and how exciting it is to see Omar Osborne's effort. I mean, right now he has single-handedly carried this offense throughout the second half. He makes the play right before the end of the first half, and second half he's averaging 4.5, 5 yards a carry here in the second half for the Great Danes.
94 yards on the afternoon for him, and right back to it again. This time they close up the hole, and he's got no gain. It'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd down.
Big Zach Kerr. Defensive line does a great job. You can tell we've heard defensive coordinator Tim Weaver screaming from the sidelines, giving his guys the last drive, which they gave him a touchdown. And now, with the sun coming back out, maybe just a fire up the Blue Hen crowd and get that defense to make a play, and maybe it shines on the yellow helmets of Albany.
Blitz coming. There's your throw, and it's caught. First down yardage. Jameel Gay got inside position, and even though the rush was coming, Fiacchi delivered a strike.
It's a big-time throw and catch on third down, Scott. I mean, we're talking about the situation. Under 8 minutes to go. Steps back, turns, pressure on him, and fires a rope. Great catch, too, by Jameel Gay, 5'11", 165 to get open. That was great coverage. That's just a better throw and catch from Fiacchi to Gay.
They are only 4 out of 14 on third down today, but that was a big one. Back to the ground, and Osborne powers ahead across the 45. Give him 7 on first down. And he crosses the 100-yard mark for the afternoon. Talking earlier this week with Bob Ford, he said maybe the greatest win in program history was when you and Albany came here. Beat a guy named Joe Flacco in Delaware right on this field. The reigning Super Bowl MVP. They got an opportunity to get their first CAA win on the same field today. And Osborne dragged down. That's a good job of making sure that he just could not get his legs going at all by Derek Salisbury.
Yes. Salisbury's trying to fire up this defense. This defense gave him 337 yards and 4 touchdowns last week in the blowout loss at Maine. Coach talked about it. Coach Brock talked about it. They got to be able to stop the run. The first half, they did a good job of stopping the run, but right now, Albany, to their credit, has stayed with it, and they're having effective running game on 2 plays.
One of the biggest plays of the game coming right here on third down. 3rd and 3. Trying to set up the inside screen. It's there. First down and a lot more. Flag on the play. This might be coming back, but for right now, Cole King has a first down inside the Delaware 30. And I think on the block, it's going to end up coming back.
You wonder if it would be after the first down yardage, usually from the spot of the foul. Referees huddled together to try to sort this out.
They spent a lot of time together today.
It's like me and you.
Yep.
Build a good relationship.
Yep.
We're like ebony and ivory.
We live together in perfect harmony.
See? You're the yin to my yang.
Thank you.
There is no foul for pass interference. The Pat was caught at the line of scrimmage. The result of the game is a first down.
So the pick play to the near side, they were curious as to whether it was pass interference. It was not. The first down stands, and Albany's at the Delaware 30.
Oh, man, great job. Another simple screen, always wide receiver screen. And Cole King does the rest, gets downfield, almost fumbles the ball right there, but a huge pickup for Cole King, who has his 4th catch and 60 yards receiving today. So 3 guys are really carrying this offense. I mean, everyone's doing it, but Brian Parker, the tight end, Omar Osborne, the running back, and Cole King, along with Kevin Chalice, who had a big catch on the post route earlier, are making it difficult for Delaware's defense.
Osborne banging his way like a pinball down inside the 25 to the 23. 7 more big yards, time continuing to run. And Albany not even thinking just about killing clock right now, but they got to be thinking, as they're on the outside of the red zone right now, they got to be thinking about scoring and coming close to putting this game away.
Absolutely. And that's where they're at right now. We talked about it before. One of the keys of the game is believing, and you can kind of see the second half that they're believing and they're fighting, and they continue to play hard. Their sense of urgency, their desire to win right now is a little bit greater than Delaware's, Scott.
30 carries, 108 yards on the day for Osborne. He's the lone setback, and he's the man with the ball again. Cut back running. Going to be shy of the first down, stopped at the 21.
Stopped by 72, David Tinsley, 94, Zach Kerr.
4:29 to go in the game and counting.
Good job cutting back. You see how low, how it keeps his shoulder square. Excellent run. That's why he's averaging 5 yards a pop coming into this game. And in the second half of the football game, he's averaging more than that every time he touches the ball because he does a great job of keeping his legs moving, his pads low, and his shoulder square.
David Tinsley's the one who wrapped him up there and stopped him from getting to the first down marker. So it's 3rd down and 1. We come up on 4 minutes left to go. Osborne through the middle, and I don't think he got it. Officials are going to have to stop it to spot the football right now, but I do not think he got the first down. I think we have 4th down coming up.
Here you go for it.
That's a great question. 3:54 left, and there's a brief moment where Kerr was slow to get up.
Yeah, it's the same play they've been running all day. It's just a better job of Delaware. Mackel does a heck of a job of staying inside that pull block as we just saw right there and didn't allow the ball in there to be a hole. And big Zach Kerr, you see him right there. But, you know, that play is made by David Mackel. You know, staying inside that block, not only he didn't get knocked out of the hole, he stood the lineman up in the block and was very stout right there. And I think that's what Albany's talking about, Coach Ford, and talking about going for it. This is an opportunity to win the game.
They're 3 for 3 on 4th down today. But you come up short here, and Delaware can win the game with a field goal. If you kick a field goal, you force Delaware to have to go the length of the field and score a touchdown.
Yeah, and you never know. They could just try to force them offside and then use the timeout, you know, right before to kick the field goal. So this could be, you know, just a little gamemanship to see what they do. But I think if I'm them, I'm running the football. I'm trusting in the big O Omar Osborne.
Ketter, the fullback in the game, is the lead blocker. Osborne has it. Osborne, 1st down and more. He's going to go. Touchdown.
Wow.
3rd score of the day for Omar Osborne. And with 3:18 to go, UAlbany is up by 7.
Same play. They just ran. Excellent job picked up. Osborne, low to the ground, running hard, striding. 3rd touchdown of the day.
33 carries, 131 yards, and 3 scores.
Wow.
You get this extra point, and Delaware's got to score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion just to force overtime.
You know how many yards Omar had at halftime? By chance, Scott?
No.
16, buddy.
Wow.
16 yards rushing, and you just said he has, what again?
131.
Wow. Do you think that they saddled up on the big O, being Omar Osborne in the second half, and said, we're going to ride you, Junior, from Syracuse, New York. We believe in you.
They sure do. The crowd right now, I'm sure, can't believe it because they are sitting in a situation where a best-case scenario right now is get down the field, score a touchdown, convert on a 2-point conversion, and then hope that you got a chance to win this game in overtime. You only got 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go.
What can you say about Albany's defense? You know, when you talk about the 2 quarterbacks, Trent Hurley, 141 yards. He's 1st in the conference of passing efficiency, 6th in passing yards with 216 a game. And here's Will Fiacchi, 212 yards. It's really outplayed him, and they're running the football. Pierce, great day, 18 for 103 and 2 touchdowns. But Omar is having a better day, 33 for 131 and 3 scores. Wow. The defense of the Great Danes that's coming in dead last in the league, giving up 35, 36 points a game. To this point, with 3:18 to go, has only given up 22.
Lot on his shoulders right now. Johnson going to try to get them some kind of field position or maybe a big return. But they need a spark right now, and they need it badly. Travis Hawkins also back deep to help and field this kick. The wind is picked up, by the way, and it is blowing very hard at the back of the kicker. Jonathan Martin might have an opportunity to bang this one right through the back of the end zone. We'll see. Big kick. And Johnson from his own end zone will try it from 3 yards deep. With a block to the outside, can't shed the tackle, and he is stopped at his own 10.
Wow. Special teams, offense, defense, running the football. Well, right now, the special teams battle has been won so far in this game.
Flag down on the play. Now, the flag came all the way back from where the kick was made, so
could be an offside.
Delaware might have gotten a break here.
he will definitely have him re-kick this one. And we know, as we saw a couple weeks ago.
Offside on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Re-kick. Number 1 was offside.
Oh, yeah. The excitement.
It's huge.
Yeah, trying to make a play. Got to be disciplined, though.
Dawu gets called for it on special teams. Frustration, I'm sure, because you were just forcing them to go 90 yards. And now they get an opportunity to make up for what in essence might have been a mistake trying to return the ball from 3 yards deep in the end zone.
Well, the beauty of the game of football, like the game of life, when you make a mistake, you also have the opportunity to pick yourself up and help your team win. And I guarantee you, TJ Dawu, number 1, is a good football player. Don't be surprised if he makes a play, to make up for that. His teammates will pick him up. That's what the game is about. Your teammates picking you up. None of us are ever perfect. None of us ever will be. And, this is still an opportunity that 11 guys have to go down and cover this kick and not allow Delaware to make a big play off it. We know nothing good happens on re-kicks. We found that out a couple weeks ago.
That's true. So here goes from the 30-yard line. Still the big win behind him. Johnson a chance to return from his own 5. They've already done better than they did last time. And a lot more than that. Out across the 40 and all the way to the 43-yard line. So great field position. The penalty turns out to be huge. And with 3:02 to go, here comes the Delaware offense.
Yeah, you give a guy that's first in the CAA in all-purpose yards an opportunity to make a play, and he does exactly that with a great return to give them the ball at the 43-yard line. Great starting field position for this Delaware offense, down by 8 points.
Not having Nick Boyle in this situation, it hurts. So who's the one who's going to step up on the offensive side for the Blue Hens right now?
Well, they have enough weapons when you talk about Rob Jones, Jarrell Harrison, number 17, big play Michael Johnson. They have the people to do it. It's a matter of them making plays.
Johnson on the sideline for the first play of this drive, and the throw complete. First down yardage inside the 40, and down here the 37 is Jarrell Harrison.
Great fire right here. Simple slant route. Not particularly a great throw, but Trent Hurley does an excellent job. Again, he's third in the CAA, completes 67% of his passes for a reason.
Hurley throwing back. They're trying to set up Pierce. And Pierce gets away from a tackle, dancing down the sidelines. He's out of bounds at the 34. Call it the 33-yard line where the officials spot it after a pickup of 4 yards.
And that should have been a negative loss play. And they go back, guys, trust your teammates, trust your guys defensively. Prosper comes up to stay outside. You had a big D lineman, coming down, running inside. Let him make a play. Big Zach Troutman's chasing him. Let him make a play.
On second down, they'll give it to Pierce right through the middle. First down yardage and down to the 26. Clock continues to move after they spot the ball. 2:17 to go in the ball game. Delaware's got all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, and they're running behind Big Earl Ladson, who's back in the football game, 6'6" left tackle, and Big J.D. Zerko, another 300-pounder left guard. 22 and 42 career games between these two guys on the left side. That's where they're running behind.
Hurley gets around to the outside and delivers the blow himself to Dawu. 5 yards on the pickup. Clock runs with 1:52 to go.
Yeah, that's not going to be good watching it live on TV or in film.
That's a quarterback delivering the punishment.
What have I taught you? Either the hammer or the nail. We know who the nail was on that one. Poor TJ Dow was having a rough couple plays this drive. The big penalty that kind of gave momentum to Delaware and put them in a position to try to move this football down, and then getting ran over by a quarterback right there. Pick your head up, young man. It all happens. It's football. Can never let a quarterback run you over.
Jay Cutler did that a couple of weeks ago. Got a lot of pub out of it for delivering the blow as opposed to receiving the blow.
Well, you saw the sidelines for Delaware got excited. That's something. That's a spark. That's something that could energize guys. It's a game of adrenaline. It's a game of excitement. And your quarterback running you over, running somebody over, to do that for your team.
Delaware's got next week off, and then they hit the road for Rhode Island. Game at Towson. We know how good that team is. Back here again against William and Mary on the 9th of November, and then against Richmond on the 16th. Doesn't get any easier.
And in an exciting CAA conference, you never know which game is going to be the determining factor at the end of the year.
Hurley all day, and I mean all day, to throw the football. Touchdown! Rob Jones had time to cross all the way through the end zone to the back.
Wow.
Second touchdown of the day for Jones.
Look how much time Hurley has. Look at the great job by Big Earl Lance, and that he is not letting anybody go. The offensive line did an excellent job. Albany provided no pressure, and Hurley had all day today to do what he does, and that's throw football for his 15th touchdown.
Now let's remember, 2 missed extra points in this game for Delaware, and 1 final play of the first half in which they elected not to go for a field goal.
Well, they still have to convert this 2-point conversion to tie it up, Scott.
That's what I mean. 1:42 to play. And now the officials blow their whistles and a timeout called for by Albany. They saw the way Delaware was set up and decided to respond with a timeout. Big moment in this game, but once again, go back to 2 missed extra points. That's 2 points left on the board.
That's 2 points.
And not going for the field goal. This is as much time as a quarterback could ever have.
I mean, you don't get this much time playing sandlot. Good catch there. Great job, Rob Jones. Again, you know, second touchdown, had a huge one on the 71-yard reverse. Big catch right there to bring them within 2 points.
Told you about what Delaware's got in front of them. Bob Ford and company playing their first CAA season. Towson's a tough team.
Tough team. But as we saw them play today, you know, you got to come and play each and every week, and that's the beauty of the CAA football. And, you know, no one outside of Albany is giving these young kids a chance to be in this game today.
Here's your 2-point conversion. This tells us if we still have a football game going. Hurley will send a man in motion. Going up top. It's there. It's complete. 2-point conversion is good. We're tied at 30. What a response by the Blue Hens.
Heck of a football game. Back and forth. This is what college football is about. You go down, you get up, you respond, you take the lead, you go back down. Michael Johnson, big play receiver. Awesome job. Great play call. Great design. Got him one-on-one. They got man coverage. He's going to win that battle 9 out of 10 times. 5'10" Tremaine Wilson, senior from Staten Island, New York, on 6'2". Michael Johnson, junior from Gainesville, Florida. Height, you can't teach. Speed, you can't coach.
And the receiver knows where he's going. The defender doesn't.
Very good receiver.
So here goes. Now the question is, you got 2 timeouts. You got a $1:42 left in the game. Do you kick it deep and you rely on your defense? You got all the momentum right now.
Absolutely. You kick it deep and you let that defense make a play for you and give you an opportunity to at least try to go to overtime. If not, make a play and win it in regulation.
Still that possibility, you would assume.
It goes back to how penalties are key. You know, TJ Dowell's penalty, you know, changed momentum and changed field position for this football team of the Blue Hens.
This has turned into a very, very good one. The kick is into the wind. So it's short. And it's returned by Chillis out across the 20 to the 24. 1:37 left to go. Remember, Albany will have the wind at their back. That could become a factor if they get into field goal range. Hurley's hoping he gets one more try at this thing.
But you also have to be cautious if you're Albany, making sure you don't make a mistake, which we've seen Fiacchi got away with one right before the half, and then he threw another pick right before the half also. a couple plays later. And this defensive line of Delaware has done an excellent job of providing pressure all day. So with 2 timeouts, and if you try to throw it, the clock stops on incompleted passes, you could give Delaware an opportunity to do the same thing, Scott. So, you know, it's one of those things. Albany has to find a way to move this football, but also not give it back to Delaware with too much time left.
Bill Fiacchi trying to move his team now in a position to win the game. Pressure coming. In trouble, and down he goes. Big time rush for Salisbury. Drops him down at the 14-yard line, a loss of 10. And a quick timeout called for by Delaware.
Beautiful move right here. You see the up and under. Does a great job swimming over, grabs a quarterback. And that was just going to be a simple pass to the running back going to the flat. Salisbury said not today. Gets his 5th sack of the season, which he leads the team in. He's 5th in the conference coming into the day. And what can you say about Derek Salisbury? The junior from St. Mary's, Georgia, has played hard and made plays all day, Scott.
A look at Hurley on the day. Big time throw. And then with all the momentum, the 2-point conversion to tie the game, a perfect throw back to the corner to Johnson.
Absolutely. Great throw. He's completed 67% of his passes. That being Hurley, you know, goes to the 2 biggest targets. And we talked about it. No Nick Boyle, who has to step up. And right before that, we said they had the receivers. They had Michael Johnson, Rob Jones, Jarrell Harrison. Guess who made the plays?
All 3 of them.
All 3 of them. And it's also good to have a quarterback who's pretty good. Second-year starter from Connellsville, Pennsylvania, Trent Hurley. Big arm, very effective, leading this offense for the Blue Hens.
So now you're 2nd and 20 for Albany. And they go to the ground. To the outside. Turning the corner and back to the line of scrimmage with maybe 2 extra to spare is Omar Osborne. 1:26 and counting left to go.
Again, the same play they've had success at all day. Osborne does a great job picking up another, 10, 12 yards, being able to get it back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe get a yard, 3rd and 9, they're calling it right now.
1:06 and counting left to go. With a man in motion. Setting up the screen, and Osborne forgot the football. That helps Delaware immeasurably because it stops the clock. They still have a timeout on their hip, and they've got 58 seconds to work with. They're going to get the football back.
Wow. Great call. Screen, 3rd and long, Scott. We talk about it. Throws it a little behind it. Just got to make the catch. As great as the day Osborne's had, just got to make that catch because he had blockers in front of him and a lot of green grass. He would have converted the first down if he had been able to hold on to that.
Big time moment in this game right now with a dangerous return man back. And he's going to call for the fair catch. Will Jones making it at the 38-yard line. So here's what they've got. A tie game, 52 seconds, 1 timeout on their hip. And the focus could be on that young man before it's all said and done. We'll see. You see Boehner on the sideline, missed on a field goal attempt earlier today. Remember, his long for the season is a 20-yarder, and they are going into the wind. Of course, you can solve that problem by putting the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, you're right. Boehner struggled this year, as you said, Scott, but, let's not forget he is 2nd all-time at Delaware for field goals made, and he does have a career long of 48 yards. So he has the leg and the ability. His confidence may be a little lacking. He may not be as accurate so far in this season, but he has shown the propensity and the ability to make those big kicks.
Blue Hens were down by 8. Now they've got it tied. Now they're thinking winning it in regulation as Hurley goes to work and dives ahead to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 8. They've only got the 1 timeout left. And they used it. They just used their final timeout with 41 seconds to go.
Well, because by the time they would have had to get the offensive line up there, time is all you got. And the more that you waste, and especially in football, as you're well aware of, Scott, you don't have it. But, again, excellent job of the guys in coverage for Albany, not giving him anything downfield. And Hurley makes a quick decision of not standing back there and wasting more time or trying to get downfield, and picks up 8 yards. And they got to burn the final timeout. But in college football, remember, Scott, the clock stops on every first down, so they're going to be throwing it to try to get in field goal range anyway from here on out with 41 seconds to play.
New Albany defense played such a strong game today as Boehner warms on the sideline. Brad told you 48 is his career long. His long for this year is 20, and he missed earlier today. Firing down the middle, caught by Johnson. First down at the 33-yard line. Clock stops to move the chains with 34 seconds left. Let's see if they clock it on first down.
I say you call a play. I say you can still get a hitch or a nice, easy run play here.
That's what they're going to do. And Pierce gets him close to first down yardage again, down to the 23. Clock moving with 19 seconds left.
You have to give the umpire an assist tackle on that one.
The officials are stopping the clock. That's got to infuriate the U-Albany sideline, because it gives Delaware an opportunity to get set at the line of scrimmage.
Coach Brock is upset that the officials.
Coach Brock wasn't happy because U-Albany didn't have the right defensive personnel in, but they're stopping to measure.
Right.
Well, this gives Delaware a chance to call a play. It gives U-Albany a chance to get the right defensive personnel on the field.
And catch your breath defensively.
Couple inches shy, couple of chain links shy. So as soon as they spot this ball and get the chain gang on the side of the field, they will start the clock. 16 seconds to go. Everybody's going to be ready as soon as that ball's spotted.
Everybody's in tight. Line it up to the middle of the field and clock it.
He's running. Down he goes. Here's your problem. They got it to the middle of the field. They have enough time to clock the ball. 5 seconds. And they get it clocked with 2 seconds left to go. So they just set their kicker dead middle of the field. It's going to be a 42-yard attempt into the wind to try to win the game.
Don't forget, Tim Caligrio, number 94, already blocked the PAT, and they've had some good pressure, that being Albany, on all kicks today. So you still got to block, and Boehner has to make it.
And now a timeout being called for, as U-Albany will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts to give them a chance to think about it.
What's your opinion on that, buddy, as far as calling a timeout to try to ice the kicker?
I don't think most kickers care.
I don't think so. I played with one of the most accurate kickers in National Football League history, and Matt Stover, and I always asked him, and he said it never really affected him. It actually helped him because he was able to calm himself versus you're on the sidelines, you got to run out, you got to get lined up because the play clock is going. So you have all these things going on, then you got to think about your kick and your leg and and everything else that goes into kicking the ball, since I never did it. But he said when the other team calls a timeout, now he's got a chance to slow everything down, much like he used to do in practice. So I don't know if it really has an effect. We'll find out here.
All right, so what's he dealing with? See that wind? It's at him, and it's from his right to his left.
And could switch by the time the ball gets snapped, placed, and he kicked it.
Their final charge timeout of the half.
You can't take him home. You might as well use him,
30
Scott.
seconds.
Not allowed to do that in the NFL.
No. That's because, don't worry, I'm sure they'll change the rule as they always do in the National Football League. Figuring they can make more commercial money.
But this specifically is not allowed in the NFL, but it is at this collegiate level. So that's it on timeouts for U-Albany. Like you said, you can't take them back to upstate New York. This is going to be very, very interesting.
Now I wonder if there was 2 timeouts as a kicker, it would affect Matt. I got to ask him that tomorrow when we're doing Ravens pregame, postgame here on Comcast Sports. If they had 2 timeouts, would it have ever affected you? 1, he said never did, but 2, now you're stalled.
Here comes Boehner trying to win the ball game for Delaware from 42 yards out. Plenty of leg. And it is good. Delaware wins it.
Heartbreaking for Albany.
And
Great for Delaware.
A joyous celebration for Delaware, down by 8 with 3 and change to go. They get the touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and the field goal as time expires. This was true all the way.
And you see the wind carried it right at the end. You know, the wind was right at him before the snap. The wind went right to left when the ball was in the air. Boehner, there was a reason why he's a preseason All-American. He's had a tough year. Good for that kid to have some success and kick his team to victory today.
Let's take a look at today's player of the game, brought to you by Yellowwood. Who do you think it's going to be?
I'm going to go with Boehner because if it's not for him making it, then we're in overtime.
Well, let's assume that that is just a portion of the game. If it were not him, how about the quarterback?
I like the quarterback too. I mean, it's tough. I'm a guy, I would like to go with a defensive guy. But in all due respect, Trent Hurley obviously earned it, leading his team to a couple fourth quarter touchdown drives. Congratulations, Trent Hurley, for being the Yellowwood player of the game.
Tremendous football game comes to an end here at the final gun in Delaware with a 42.